whatever they want to hear. But
hey guys.
I can't.
Okay.
Wait, what do you mean, Bella?
Hi, everyone.
As far as what though? Hey everybody. How is everybody? You guys ready for a long transcript reading? We have this. Did you see, guys, that the part 2 is the same guy too? So it's more than 170 pages. The next one is like 50 or 4 or some more pages, and it's still the same guy. Oh,
he must be important.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone.
Hey, loving Coco in the house. Oh wait, I don't even have my microwave. My microphone was way over. Okay, what am I doing?
Were you muted?
No, but my microphone wasn't in front of me. I forgot to move it. I was editing, so I had it away. Hi, Deanna.
I was gonna say. I'm gonna look at chat too, so we can say hello.
Oh man. Okay. What am I doing wrong?
Diana. What do you mean, Libra? Right. Where is it? David Mayne right there. Yeah. The part 1 though.
But I'm not seeing it on the screen. I'm just seeing the list and it's not going anywhere.
Oh, because you just shared the tab, didn't you? You didn't share your whole screen.
I did. I told it to hold on.
You must have shared the tab. Because you can either share a tab or the whole screen. And if you the only downfalls with the whole screen is if you don't have 2 screens, you have to have it up on the screen, because wherever you go on the screen, it leaves. That's why people don't realize, like, I love sharing just the tab, but if you change tabs, you have to redo it. So it's better
to share entire screen.
Yeah, I would, because that's all we're doing is reading it. So it's not like you need to do anything. You need it right in front of you the whole time. So I think it's okay for that.
But why is it not? Okay, because it won't let me hit share on the entire screen. I have your entire screen, application window, and Chrome tab.
Wait. Click on it. If it says entire screen, now click on that click on the thing inside of it.
Oh, okay. I got you. Okay. Let's see if that.
Okay. I'll wait till you get it up. Are you getting it? Before I put it up for everybody, I'll wait till you get
Why did it do that?
Hi, everyone.
Yeah, just go. You're fine. You're doing good. Just go. Now go to your Darlie page.
Share?
Now. No, you're fine. It's shared. I have it. I just haven't shared it yet. I want to wait. I don't want to share. I'll share it when you got your page up. Okay. I just wanted to wait till you had what you needed up. All right. So, yeah, there you go.
You need to go down there. Okay. So you can see it like.
Yeah, you can actually move. You see that stop sharing? You can move it right into that black area so it doesn't even take up. Just move it down. Yeah, up or down.
All right, gotcha.
Yeah, there you go. Good job.
Hey, thank you.
We're going to have Libra's going to be scrolling through, because I don't have a very big part in the first 60 pages.
Zav is going to be in chat with you guys, though.
Yeah, I'll be chatting guys a lot. So, it looks good. I could see it fine. I think it's big enough. What do you guys think?
Should I scroll?
Do it one more. Do a plus one more. Let's just see what it looks like. Yeah, that'll be good right there. There you go. Okay. All right. Cool.
All right. Yay! I didn't know how to do that. So
now you can share your screen.
Yeah. All right.
Now you're a pro on StreamYard.
Hey, I'm learning from the best.
Yeah, I don't know.
You are.
You would call me the best.
She is.
You're so savvy with it. I mean, I'm like, when it comes to that, like, I don't know.
All righty, guys. Well, thanks for coming, everybody. They're doing good. Everybody, there was people already aware of the 100. They're like 170 pages. I'm about to relax.
Yes, 170 pages, guys. It's gonna be grueling.
This guy must be important because. Yeah, everybody relax.
This guy, I think, was the main supervising officer on the scene. That's why he's so important.
Oh, okay. Okay, that makes sense. Well,
he's the main guy, David Mayne, the main man.
Yep.
Cool. All righty. Well, hi, Basic Becky. I mean, whenever you want, unless you want to say hi to chat, or we could start. I mean, it's up to you. Whenever you're ready.
I'm ready when you guys are ready.
And I know that my mom's here watching in chat, so I just wanted to say hi, Mom.
No,
hi,
which
Libra's
one's your
mom?
Is your mom? Which one's your mom? Does she chat or just watch?
She doesn't really chat because she's not like whole YouTube chat savvy, but she's watching.
Okay.
Aww.
Hi, Libra's mom.
Hi, Libra's mom.
Hi,
Your
Mom.
daughter's amazing.
Hi, Connor Lyons. I'm gonna be in chatting with you guys, like actually writing, because they don't. I'm not. It's
all right.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, you relax. You've been working so hard, and
I
you
don't
get
know about that.
to chill.
Yeah, guys,
Girl.
I'm sorry for some of you guys that was there at that live. I was supposed to be at. I'm still not feeling that well, but I needed to get a transcript reading in this week because it's like very important that I at least do one a week. I feel like, to keep this rolling. So hopefully I didn't disappoint anybody, but I don't even know if it's a lot of the same people anyway. I feel like we got a different kind of a crowd. I don't mean different as in bad. I mean different as in just different from the Watts case. But all right, guys. Yeah, whenever you're ready. I'm going to mute myself.
All right. So, you ready, Bella?
I am. So what do you guys think, since it's one character that I'm not playing like a bunch of characters, do you guys want to hear him have a Southern accent, or do you guys want to hear him have a normal voice like what I'm talking like right now, or do you guys want me to be snooty? Like, it's going to be one guy the whole time. Anyone want to put in some input as to what they want to hear? We'll stick with that. Nobody? Libra, what do you think?
Michael
said
his Swedish accent.
Swedish. I don't know. What are you feeling, Bella? Like, what do you feel that he is? Like,
Michael says sweet. Oh, am I like behind? Yeah, I think that I don't know what to do. Should I do Southern? I can't do Swedish, you guys.
Yeah, I would do Southern because they're most likely they probably do have a little bit of a Southern accent. I would feel
twang.
Like Kevin's like Russian. I don't know, Kevin. Yeah, I do a Southern.
Kevin naughty.
Whatever you're feeling, just feel it out.
Okay. Okay, we'll do the Southern then. Wait, Southern and snutty. Becky. Okay, I'll be a little snooty.
All right.
Okay. Ready when you are, Lisa?
All right. Sir, would you please tell us your full name?
David Ray Mayne.
And please spell your last name for the court reporter.
Last name spelling is Mayne.
Sir, are you a Rowlett police officer?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And how long have you been with the Rowlett Police Department?
A little over 10 years.
Are you assigned to any particular section or division at this time?
I'm assigned to Support Service Division, which includes crime scene.
What are your duties and responsibilities in that section?
I collect evidence, photograph different crime scenes, and also am the manager over the evidence section.
Okay. Did you have the same duties and responsibilities back on June 6th, 1996?
Yes, sir, I did.
Officer Mayne, let me ask you if at approximately sometime around 3 o'clock to 3:30 in the morning, if you received a call to go up to the Rowlett police station.
Yes, sir. It was on June 6, 1996.
Right. Were you at home or?
I was at home. Am I cutting out? Because I think my microphone's like cutting out. Can you?
No, actually, Libra, I feel like I didn't hear the rest of your sentence. Did you finish? Well, yeah, she's gone.
Okay.
See, I don't know. We can't hear her. No, she cut off when it said, she said,
okay.
Were you at home or were you? And then it cut out. Yeah, she was gone. Look.
I'm here.
Oh, she's got two. Wait a minute. How do you have two?
Well, because I'm savvy. What I did was I connected to StreamYard through my laptop and my phone on the
Oh, okay.
same thing so that I can use my phone like with my headphones to talk to you ladies, and then I can still scroll with my laptop because it's got this program on there where whatever I do on my phone I can control on my laptop at the same time. So
Wait, talk again, Libra.
hello.
Okay, I just wanted to see something. So wait, there's not two of you up there. Are you sure? Okay, is it working still? Whatever.
Yeah, I mean,
There
I'm
was two, and
watching.
then this. Okay, cool.
I'm watching on the big screen, so it
Oh,
showed
nice.
me twice because I was still logged in on my laptop.
Oh,
But then
okay.
my I don't know what it is about this dang internet box. We switched from the modem to a Nighthawk box, and then all of a sudden it was like your internet connection is having a problem. This is because of your Wi-Fi, and I was like, forget you. I'm going to 5G. Get off. So.
Okay, so yeah, Libra, you cut out. I thought I like dropped off the face of the earth because it went like silent, but I think
Yeah,
you
I was
cut
sitting
out.
here. I was like, hello? Are you there? Help me. Okay. So
Okay.
you want to start
So
from 18 again?
yes.
Officer Mayne, let me ask you if at approximately sometime around 3 to 3:30 in the morning, if you received a call to go up to Rowlett Police Station.
Okay, I think you are cutting out though sometimes. I don't know if it's me or
Dang it all.
I'm muted. No, she didn't. Well, on my end, she didn't cut out. She's cutting out on your end, Bella, this time? Huh. I don't know.
You're cutting out on my end, Bella.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can
think
hear
we're
you
gonna
now.
Okay, so I think that I just turned Wi-Fi off. I think that was the issue. Okay. Yes, sir. On June 6th, 1996.
Right. Were you at home or were you on duty at that time?
I was at home.
Do you recall about what time you got up to the station?
Approximately 3:55 a.m.
And what was the purpose of you going up to the Rowlett police station?
to collect supplies, crime scene supplies for a crime scene.
All right. And about how long did it take you to get all of those supplies and leave?
Approximately 5 minutes.
Do you recall where the next place was that you went after you left the station?
Yes, sir. Fire station number 2.
And what was the purpose of you going over there to the fire station?
To collect clothing from a victim and also the defendant.
Okay. Would you mark this, please? Officer Mayne, if you would, look at what's been marked as States Exhibit 23 and 23A and tell me whether or not you recognize that to be some of the clothing that you retrieved at the Rowlett fire station that night.
Yes, sir. It is.
All right. A pair of blue jeans and a pair of underwear, is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. Your Honor, at this time, we'll offer States Exhibit number 23 and 23A.
No objection.
All right. States Exhibit 23 and 23A are admitted. Officer Mayne, first looking at States Exhibit 23A is just a pair of underwear, is that correct?
That's correct.
And so you picked up the underwear and you also picked up a pair of blue jeans, is that correct?
That's correct.
And I believe you said in addition to that, you also picked up the shirt of the defendant.
That's correct.
Okay. Officer Mayne, after you picked up the clothing, where did you go next?
I went to 5801 Eagle Drive.
And about what time did you get to that location?
Approximately 4:15 a.m.
Okay. Did you go into the house or what did you do?
No, sir. I met with Sergeant David Neighbors and Sergeant Matt Lawlett.
Okay. And let me ask you, sometime shortly after you arrived, perhaps within a half an hour, if you had occasion to meet with Sergeant Tom Ward.
Yes, sir, I did.
And where did you meet with Tom Ward?
I met Tom Ward approximately 2 houses down in the alleyway from 5801 Eagle Drive.
Okay. And at the time that you went down there, did you photograph and did you retrieve a certain piece of evidence?
Yes, sir. I photographed a white tube sock that appeared to have blood on the sock and also collected it.
Hmm. All right, Officer Mayne, let me show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 60. Do you recognize that to be the tube sock that you retrieved on June 6, 1996?
Yes, sir.
The holes and the other defects that we see in the sock, were they present at the time that you retrieved this item?
No, sir.
Okay. After you retrieved it, was it placed in evidence for further analysis by other individuals?
That's correct. It was.
All right. Your Honor, at this time, we'll offer State's Exhibit number 60.
No objection.
State's Exhibit number 60 is admitted. Okay, Officer Mayne, you retrieved the sock. Did you do any testing on the sock when you retrieved it in the alley?
Yes, sir, I did. I did a presumptive blood test on what appeared to be blood.
Okay, and the purpose of that test is to determine what?
If it was blood,
All right, and what did it come back as?
it tested positive for some type of blood.
And I assume then, after you had done the presumptive test, is that when you placed it into evidence for further analysis?
That's correct.
Okay. After you had retrieved the sock and you had done the presumptive tests on the sock, what's the next thing that you did out at the scene?
I started photographing the exterior of the house.
Okay, front and back?
That's correct.
All right. And after you had finished photographing, what's the next thing that you did?
I was advised that we were going to get consent to enter the house, so also a consultant, James Crom, was called. And when he arrived, we met with him.
Okay, so you met with James Cron, correct?
That's correct.
Meeting with other officers outside the house also?
That's correct.
Okay, and you're still outside the house?
That's correct.
Was there a taped off area outside the house also?
Yes, sir, there was, and also an officer at the front door.
Okay. When is the first time that you entered the house?
Approximately 6:09 a.m.
Okay. Did you go in there by yourself or did you go in there with someone else?
I went in the house with Sergeant Matt Wallen and a neighbor of the residence, Karen Neal.
All right. And just tell me where you went inside the residence, where Sergeant Walling went and where Karen Neal went.
At the entrance inside the house, there's a stairway. I walked halfway up the stairs, and Sergeant Wallen and Karen Neal went to the top of the stairs.
Okay. Did you see what Karen Neal did when she went up the stairs?
Yes, sir. She retrieved a small dog.
All right. And after she retrieved the dog, what did she do?
She immediately walked down the stairs and exited through the front door.
Was Karen Neal in your sight the entire time that she was inside that house?
Yes, sir.
Approximately how long was she inside the house?
Approximately 2 minutes.
And what parts of the house was she in when she went in there?
It would be the front entry, up the stairs, and at the top of the stairs.
Did she do anything besides retrieve the dog?
No, sir.
You said that she left the house about 2 minutes later, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Did you and Sergeant Walling leave the house?
No, sir.
Okay. And did anyone else join you inside the house?
Yes, sir. James Cron and Sergeant Dave Neighbors.
Okay. So you're inside the house, and is Sergeant Walling still in there?
Yes, sir.
And James Cron, the consultant, came in.
Yes, sir.
Who else?
Sergeant David Neighbors.
So now there's 4 of you in there.
That's correct.
And when you had been joined by James Cron and David Neighbors, what did you and Sergeant Walling begin to do?
Sergeant Wallen began talking us through the house, a walk through the house of the crime scene.
All right. And do you remember what part of the house that you went through during this walkthrough?
Yes, sir. The front entryway, down a hallway, into the family room, in the kitchen, to the utility room, and to the garage area.
Okay. And during the time that you're doing this walkthrough with these other people, is any evidence being collected at this time?
No, sir.
Anything being touched?
No, sir.
Anything being moved?
No, sir.
Okay. You've gone through the family room, the kitchen, the utility room, back to the garage. Where do you go next?
We went in, we came back through the utility room and to the kitchen, and then we exited through the dining room to the utility room.
Okay. Now, did all of you leave the house at that point?
All except for me.
All right. And why did you stay behind?
I started photographing the scene.
So Sergeant Walling, James Cron, and David Neighbors then left the house, right?
Yes, sir.
And you remained behind to take photographs.
That's correct.
About how long did this walkthrough take place? I'm talking the four of you coming in, walking through before the other three left. About how long did that take?
Approximately 20, 25 minutes in that area.
And you start taking photographs, right?
That's correct.
Of the interior rooms of the house?
Yes, sir.
Did you take photographs in the family room?
Yes, sir, I did.
Did you take photographs in the kitchen?
Yes, sir.
Did you also take photographs in the utility room?
That's correct.
And did you take photographs of the interior portion of the garage?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Officer Mayne, if you would, let me just open this up and ask you if you can identify State's Exhibit 35 as being a true and correct floor plan of the family room as it appeared on June 6, 1996. And if photographs 35A, 35B, 35C, 35D, 35E, 35F, 35G, and 35H are in fact photographs that you took of the residence there on June 6, 1996.
Yes, sir.
Do they truly and accurately depict the residence as it appeared that morning on June 6, 1996?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Your Honor, at this time, we'll offer State's Exhibit 35 and the photographs marked 35A through 35H inclusive.
Is this me or where are we,
Yeah.
guys?
Four. Just say no objection.
Oh, no objection. I was looking too far down. Sorry. No objection.
State's Exhibit 35, 35A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and H are admitted. All right. If the officer could please step down, Your Honor.
All right. Please watch your step going off there.
Yes, sir.
If you will, step around to the side so all the jurors can see the exhibit.
All right. Yes, so they can see.
It doesn't throw his 2 cents in.
Officer Mayne. Okay. Again, we're looking at the floor plan of the den here. Is that right?
That's correct.
All right. And State's Exhibit 35A right here. What do we see in that photograph, sir?
We see a coffee table with a flower arrangement that is turned over.
All right. And the coffee table was essentially there in the middle of the room, right?
That's correct.
Okay. 35B. What do we see in that photograph, sir?
We see blood on the carpet, and okay, it's in the area here. It would be the area to the hallway here, to the entry to the kitchen.
Okay, so this area in 35B, if we walk in, it's right to our left in that family room, right?
That's correct.
Okay, 35C up here. What portion of the room are we looking at here?
We're looking at, excuse me, the couch here. And we see a blue blanket here. This part of the coffee table, and also a pillow right here.
Okay, so on the chart here, and we're looking at this couch that's on the west side of the room? I believe that's the west.
That's correct. It is the west.
And we see, in fact, a yellow pillow here. In 35C, is the pillow that you found on the couch, is that right?
That's correct.
And there was a blue blanket. Was there also a green blanket right next to it, right here?
Yes, sir. You can't hardly see it, but there's a green blanket there.
Okay. The corner of the coffee table, you've got what, a maroon colored pillow leaning up against this couch. Is that right?
Yes, sir. Right here.
States Exhibit 35D, is that a close up of the corner of the coffee table that we see in 35C?
That's correct.
Does there appear to be blood on the corner of that coffee table?
Yes, sir, there is.
Okay. States Exhibit 35 again. Are we looking at the portion of the room that's going to be in the front of this couch on the west side of the room?
That's correct.
And there's a large red area in that photograph. Is that correct?
That's correct. That's where yes, sir. Beside the couch right here.
Okay. And does that appear to be blood?
Yes, sir, it is.
Okay. I want to direct your attention to the top portion of that photograph. And we see another area right up here next to the maroon pillow. Can you tell us what that appeared to be when you looked at that morning?
That is a small blood handprint.
With fingers pointing toward the pillow, is that right?
That's correct.
States Exhibit 35E. Are we looking between the two couches at this point?
Yes, sir, we are.
And as you looked at the armrest, did there appear to be blood on the armrest of the couches?
Yes, sir, there is.
And 35G, are we now looking from behind the couch on the north end of the room?
Yes, we are.
And does there appear to be blood along the armrest of that couch also leading back?
Yes, sir, there is.
States Exhibit 35H, is that a photograph of the couch on the north side of the room?
Yes, sir, it is.
It shows a portion of the maroon pillow and then other pillows that you found on the couch. Is that right?
That's correct.
Now, officer, I believe you testified that you also photographed the kitchen. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. If you will, please look at States Exhibit number 36, 36A, 36B, 36C, 30D, E, F, and G. And let me ask you if 36 is, in fact, an accurate floor plan or depiction of the kitchen as it appeared to that morning on June 6, 1996, and if photographs marked as States Exhibit 36A through 36G are, in fact, true and accurate depictions of the kitchen as it appeared to you on June 6, 1996. Whew.
Yes. You got lungs, girl. Yes,
Thank
sir,
you.
it is.
And are those, in fact, photographs that you took of the kitchen area? Is that right?
That's correct.
Your Honor, at this time, we'll offer States Exhibit 36 and the photographs that have been marked 36A through 36G inclusive.
No objection.
States Exhibit 36, 36A, B, C, D, E, F, and G are admitted. Officer, as we look through, first of all, if we're looking at...
Better lean over a little bit.
Oh. Oh, that's still the court. Do you want to finish it or?
Mr. Mosty.
Oh, sorry.
Can you see that over there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Can the jury see that? Okay, good. As we look at this diagram, the left portion, if we were to walk out the left portion, would we be walking into the family room that we just looked at?
Yes, sir.
All right. So the left portion of the kitchen then faces to the family room. Is that right?
That's correct.
The right portion, does that lead back here to the utility room?
That's correct.
Do we see a green object here? What is that?
That's a green rug.
Okay. We see the kitchen sink here.
Yes, sir.
And pointing to another area, is that the range?
Yes, sir.
The refrigerator, the black object here?
Yes, sir.
Two rectangular areas, are those also rugs?
Yes, sir, it is.
Okay, we've got another circle with a line through it with some bottles. Was there a wine rack located in that kitchen area?
Yes, sir, it was.
And we have another circular area. Was this a trash can that was located in that portion of the kitchen?
Yes, sir, it was.
And we've got another white rectangle. Was that an island?
The counter. Yes, sir.
Okay, if we can, we'll start here at States Exhibit 35A. Tell us what we see in that photograph.
It's the end portion of the bar with a white-handled butcher knife with blood on it.
Okay, so we're looking at the end of the counter right here, right?
That's correct.
And we see here a knife with a handle pointed toward the kitchen area, correct?
That's correct.
And the knife had blood on the...
On the blade and the handle.
Okay. Was there also any blood that you could see up here on the counter?
Yes, sir. There was some cast-off type blood on the counter and also blood drops.
Okay. Now, States Exhibit 36B, is this a photograph of the same area with the knife now gone?
That's correct.
Okay. And did you yourself retrieve that knife and take it off the counter?
Yes, sir, I did.
And when the knife was removed, could you still see blood present on this counter area?
Yes, sir, you could.
And is that depicted in States Exhibit 36B?
Yes, sir.
If you could now look at States Exhibit 36C and 36D, do we see the wine rack?
Yes, sir, we do.
And again, that's going to be located as you come in through the family room. Is that in this area, right?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, we are going to have to object to the continuous leading.
Well, let's phrase the questions properly. Sustain the objection.
All right. What are States Exhibits 36C and 36D?
It is a tall wine rack leading into the kitchen from the family room. And you can see a wine bottle here that is partially turned over. And you can also see broken glass on the linoleum tile here.
Okay, let me ask you so that all of the jurors can see. Am I pointing at the bottle that you've just indicated as being turned over?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you had also indicated a portion of a part of glass on the floor. Am I now pointing at a portion of that?
Yes, sir.
And am I also pointing to another portion that you saw there that morning?
Yes, sir. There's also blood drops leading from in between here and the family room on the linoleum.
Okay, and you're pointing to States Exhibit 36D, is that right?
That's correct.
As you looked at States Exhibit 36C, can you see any more blood on the floor in that photograph?
Yes, sir. You can see the blood drops leading on the right side of the island here on the linoleum tile.
Okay, looking at the wine rack here in 36D, you had mentioned the broken glass on the floor. Did you notice any items on this wine rack that were broken?
No, sir.
Now, States Exhibit number 36C, what do we look at in this photograph?
This is an area of the counter where the range is. And there's a knife block with knives in it. And it's only a 9-hole knife block. And that's only 8 knives in the knife block.
Okay, and that was located next to the range?
That's correct.
And States Exhibit number 36F, what are we seeing here?
This is leading into the utility room here from the kitchen. And here's the range. Here's an island here. And you see blood drops here on the linoleum tile.
Okay, so do we see a part of the utility room here?
Yes, sir.
And did I understand you to say there's blood drops in this portion that I'm pointing to in States Exhibit 36F?
Yes, sir.
And is the range shown on the left-hand part of the photograph?
Yes, sir, it is.
And States Exhibit 36G, if you would, just take this pointer and just show us what we see in States Exhibit 36G.
Okay. Here's the kitchen sink right here. And you can see the blood right here at the kitchen sink. You can also see blood right here. Here's a green rug here, which is going to be this rug right here. And you can see a vacuum cleaner that's on top here, right here, lying down. And you can see the blood right in here.
Okay, this vacuum cleaner that we see there in the photograph, did you or any other police officer place it in this position?
No, sir.
Okay, tell the members of the jury how this vacuum cleaner was positioned the very first time that you saw it.
It was positioned as you see it here, lying down on its, I call it its top. The wheels are up and...
Okay, the kitchen sink on the right-hand part of the photograph.
Yes, sir.
Okay, where would the family room be in relation to State's Exhibit 36G?
Okay. The family room, you can see this area right here. The bar would be up here, and the family room would be right up here.
Okay, Officer Mayne, did I understand you to say that you also photographed the utility room?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And if you'll look up at what's been marked as State's Exhibit 38A, 38B, 38C, and 38D, do these photographs truly and accurately depict the utility room as it appeared on June 6, 1996?
Yes, sir.
These are photographs that you took that morning?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, at this time, we'll offer State's Exhibit 38A, B, C, and D.
No objection.
All right. State's Exhibit 38A, B, C, and D are admitted. Okay. After which time... Oh, the proceedings were... Okay, never mind. Officer, if we could go through these 4 photographs, and if you will step back so all of the jurors here can see here. State's Exhibit 38A, what are we looking at there?
We're looking at the utility room area. You can see blood drops right here and a small child's cap right here.
Okay. Did there appear to be any blood on this cap?
No, sir.
Okay. 38B, is this another closer image of the same ball cap?
Yes, sir, it is. You can see the blood drops here. But one thing that I don't see in its one thing that I don't see in it is cast off top blood. It's just, large blood drops.
Okay. State's Exhibit 38C, what do we see here?
This type of blood on the door, transfer type blood, where somebody might have touched the door.
Which door are we looking at here in 38C?
The door leads into the garage area from the utility room.
And finally, State's Exhibit 38D, what are we looking at here?
Looking at the linoleum flooring going into the garage, interior of the garage.
And do we see in 38D the same door that's shown in 38C?
Yes, sir.
And that's on the left-hand portion of the photograph?
Yes, sir.
And did I understand you to say that the top portion of this photograph would then lead into the garage?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Officer Mayne, did you also take a photograph or take photographs of the garage?
Yes, sir, I did.
Okay. Sir, if you would, looking at State's Exhibit number 40, 40A, and 40B, first of all, State's Exhibit 40, is that an accurate diagram of the way the garage appeared on June 6, 1996?
Yes, sir.
State's Exhibit 40A and 40B, do those photographs truly and accurately depict the garage as it appeared during the morning hours of June 6, 1996?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Your Honor, at this time, we would offer State's Exhibit 40, 40A, and 40B.
No objection.
All right. State's Exhibit 40A, 40, 40A, and B are admitted. Just so we can orient the jury on the State's Exhibit 40, do we see a portion of the kitchen in that diagram, sir?
Yes, sir. Right here.
And do we see the doorway that would lead from the utility room into the garage?
Yes, sir. It's right here.
And we have a white rectangle in the garage. What does that represent?
It's a freezer refrigerator.
All right. If we could, looking first at States Exhibit 40A, what part of the garage are we looking at there?
We're looking at.
If you need to, why don't you just take this?
Yes, sir. We're looking at this area here. It would be this area up here, through here. It's the overhead garage door.
Okay. Overall conditions of the garage that morning?
Boxes, bikes, just a normal garage.
Okay. States Exhibit 40B, what are we looking at there, sir?
We're looking from down here. This would be the door leading from the utility room. This is the wall here. And this is the area to the window that I was told the suspect entered and exited.
All right. The top portion of the photograph, does it show the window that you believed or were told to be the point of entry?
Yes, sir.
Was there anything still on that window?
Yes, sir. The screen was on the window.
Okay. Can we see the screen in the photograph?
Yes, sir. You can see it with the cut in the window screen.
All right. This wooden object with the wire next to it, what is that?
That's some type of animal cage.
Okay. Were there any animals in this cage?
No, sir.
What's in this cage then?
It looks like some type of litter. Cat litter box, maybe. And just bowls for animals, eating and drinking.
Beside them to the left of the window?
That's a carrying case for an animal.
Okay.
And we've also got a trash can here and some shoes here. In this area here, I determined that it was some type of liquid Kool-Aid, maybe some type of.
Okay. You talked about a presumptive test for blood on the sock. Did you do a presumptive test for the area that is shown here on States Exhibit 40B?
No, sir, I did not.
Was it later? Did someone else do some analysis on that?
Yes, sir. And also, you can see a trash can here. And this would be the refrigerator freezer right here.
Okay. Directing your attention back to the window, was the window open or closed when you first saw it?
It was open.
Okay, before you photographed this window, sir, did you change the position of the window in any way?
No, sir, I did not.
How about the screen? Did you touch the screen or reposition it in any way before photographing it here in States Exhibit 40B?
No, sir. Also, in here, we searched for blood on any of these items on the windowsill, and we could not locate any blood.
Why don't you go back to your seat? Wow.
Well, the way you said it.
Well, I mean,
Well, I am
you know,
snooty. I'm being
right?
snooty. Yeah.
Officer Mayne, after you photograph the portions of the house that we've just seen, what's the next thing that you do?
Waited on the medical examiner, field agent.
All right. And do you know about what time the medical examiner came into the house?
Yes, sir. Approximately 6:55 a.m.
All right. And what did you do when the medical examiner came in?
I met with her, and we proceeded to go to where the body was in the family room.
Okay. And what did you do then?
She uncovered the body, and I began taking photographs of the body.
Okay. Of the child that was still in the room.
That's correct.
Now, would you mind telling us then what's the next thing you did after you finished taking photographs of the other child?
After we took the photographs, the body was removed from the area, and I began collecting evidence.
Okay. You had indicated that the medical examiner's field agent came in. Anybody else come to the house before you began collecting evidence?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Who came in?
Sergeant David Neighbors.
All right. And was he your supervisor?
Yes, sir, he was.
Anybody else come in?
I think James Cron was in there.
Had you dealt with James Cron before?
Yes, sir.
Did you know who he was?
Yes, sir, I did.
And when you began to collect evidence, tell us, what's the first thing that you did in collecting evidence in that house?
I began collecting hair, fiber samples from the area where the body was removed.
That you saw being removed.
That's correct. The one the medical examiner field agent removed.
Okay, so you collected hair. How did you do that?
I collected it by using plastic tweezers.
Okay, and did you do any analysis on that hair?
No, sir, I did not.
What did you do with it?
I collected it and preserved it for further examination.
Okay, did you put it into evidence then?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so you collected the hair. What's the next thing you did?
I collected the blue and green blanket from the family room area.
Okay, and were those the blankets that we saw on the photograph next to the couch?
Yes, sir, they were.
Okay. Officer Mayne, let me show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 62. Do you recognize that, sir?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay, and what is that?
That's the blue blanket that I removed from the family room.
Okay, did you place it into evidence that day?
Yes, sir, I did.
Did you do any analysis on that blanket yourself?
No, sir.
Your Honor, at this time, we'll offer State's Exhibit 62.
No objection.
State's Exhibit 62 is admitted. And again, where did you find this item, number 62?
I found it beside the couch in the family room.
Okay. Officer Mayne, let me show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 61. Do you recognize that, sir?
Yes, sir, I do.
What is that?
That's the green blanket that I removed from the family room beside the couch.
Okay. And did you also place this into evidence?
Yes, sir, I did.
Did you do any analysis on this blanket yourself?
No, sir, I did not.
Your Honor, at this time, we'll offer State's Exhibit 61.
No objection.
State's Exhibit 61 is admitted.
Let me ask you, Officer Mayne, when you were collecting these two blankets, did you notice whether or not you could see any blood on those two blankets?
Yes, sir. There was some type of blood on the blankets.
Now, after you had collected the blue and the green blanket, what's the next thing that you did?
I collected a plaid cloth that was bloody on the carpet runner between the love seat and the bar in the family room, and also collected 2 rags in the hallway beside the bathroom door.
Okay, let me also ask you if at some time later date, whether or not you retrieved any evidence from the front porch of that house.
Yes, sir, I did.
And what evidence did you retrieve out there?
A white rag that was bloody on the front porch.
Okay. Sir, if you would look at State's Exhibit 66, do you recognize that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what is State's Exhibit number 66?
The white rag that was on the front porch.
Did you retrieve that?
Yes, sir, I did.
And did you place that into evidence also?
Yes, sir.
Did you do any analysis on that rag yourself?
No, sir.
All right. Your Honor, at this time, we'll offer State's Exhibit 66.
No objection.
State's Exhibit 66 is admitted.
Mr. Most.
Me again. So just for clarification, we're going to need the bags with these
Right.
so we can identify them.
Right. Officer Mayne, would you please look at State's Exhibits 64 and 65 and tell me whether or not you recognize those two items, sir?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay, what are they?
The rags I found in the hallway.
Okay, and did you place them into evidence?
Yes, sir, I did.
Did you do any analysis on them yourself?
No, sir.
Okay. Your Honor, at this time, will Opera States Exhibit 64 and 65?
Oh, was this me again? No.
19, yeah.
Oh, no objection.
States Exhibit 64 and 65 are admitted.
All right. You've collected the washcloths now. Please tell us the next thing you did inside the house.
I collected the white butcher knife that was on the bar and also the butcher block.
Okay. And before you collected those two items, sir, did you photograph them?
Yes, sir, I did.
Okay. Officer Mayne, if you will look, please, at States Exhibit 37A and 37B. First, does 37A truly and accurately depict the knife as it appeared on June 6, 1996? And does States Exhibit 37B truly and accurately depict the butcher block with the 8 knives as it appeared on June 6, 1996?
Yes, sir, it does.
Your Honor, at this time, we'll offer States Exhibit 37A and 37B.
No objection.
States Exhibit 37A and B are admitted.
Again, just very briefly, 37A shows the knife on the bar. Is that right?
That's correct.
37B, that shows the butcher block with the knives.
Yes, sir, it does.
Okay. Was there one of the slots still open and empty on the butcher block?
Yes, sir, it was.
Okay. Officer Mayne, if you will please look at States Exhibit 67 and tell me whether or not you recognize that.
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay. What is States Exhibit number 67?
That's the knife that I located on the bar.
Okay. Is that the same knife that is shown here in States Exhibit number 37A?
Yes, sir, it is.
Okay. When you retrieve States Exhibit 67, did you place it directly into evidence or what did you do with it?
I put it in a paper bag and secured it.
Okay. Did you later give it to someone?
Yes, sir, I did. I gave it to Charlie Lynch, which is with Southwest Forensic Science in Dallas County.
Your Honor, at this time we'll offer States Exhibit 67.
No objection.
States Exhibit 67 is admitted.
Would you mark this, please? Officer Mayne, let me show you what's been marked for identification purposes as States Exhibit 67A.
Yes, sir.
Do you recognize that?
It says 68.
I'm sorry, 68.
Yes, sir.
Do you recognize that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, is this the butcher block that is shown in States Exhibit 37B?
Yes, sir, it is.
Okay, is there a certain amount of writing on the outside of this, sir?
Yes, sir, there is.
Okay, what was done after it was retrieved by you?
That was after.
Okay, was there any writing on the outside of it at that time that you retrieved it?
No, sir, there was not.
Your Honor, at this time we'll offer States Exhibit 68.
No objection.
States Exhibit 68 is admitted.
Sir, now, if you'll please, if you'll look, please, at States Exhibit 68D, 68E, 68G, 68F, 68C, 68B, 68A, and 68H. Do you recognize these 8 knives that I have placed before you, sir?
Yes, sir.
Are they the knives that you found in the butcher block? States Exhibit 68 on June 6, 1996, sir.
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, at this time, we'll offer States Exhibit 68 A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and H.
A through H?
Yes, sir.
No objection.
States Exhibit 68 A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and H are admitted.
Officer Mayne, after you retrieved States Exhibit 67 and you retrieved the butcher block with the knives in it, what's the next thing that you did?
I started collecting blood samples.
Okay, and what sort of training have you received for the taking of blood samples?
I have been in numerous schools, crime scene schools, and collecting type blood evidence.
Okay, how many years have you been collecting blood evidence?
Approximately 9 years.
Okay, you got any approximation for the number of crime scenes where you've actually retrieved blood?
Approximately 50.
Okay, and do you recall the area of the house where you tried to retrieve blood that morning?
Yes, sir. In the family room, the kitchen area, the utility room, and in the front entry of the house.
Okay, what methods were you using to try to collect this?
I use razor blades, scraping dried blood samples.
Officer Mayne, if you would please look at States Exhibit number 122. And if you could, let me ask you whether or not we have identified some of these circles with the initials RM.
Yes, sir.
Okay, if you would please take a look at that exhibit and tell me whether or not we have this document accurately located the locations where you took blood samples on June 6, 1996 in the portion of the house depicted on 122.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and again, the areas that you went to take these blood samples,
The family room, the kitchen area.
what part of the family room?
The family room, the coffee table in the center of the room. I removed a dry blood sample from the corner of that coffee table.
Okay,
In the kitchen area, the bar where the white butcher knife was removed, I collected a dried blood sample from that area. Also, at the kitchen area, at the front of the sink on the counter, I removed a dried blood sample from there. In front of the range area on the floor, I collected a blood sample there. In the utility room on the floor, I collected a blood sample there. And in the front entry area where the carpet starts in the hallway, I took a dried blood sample there.
okay. Now, what did you do with these blood samples?
I packaged the blood samples and preserved them for evidence.
Okay. Did you yourself do any analysis on the blood samples that you retrieved out there that morning?
No, sir.
Okay. Did you place them into evidence then?
Yes, sir, I did.
Now, if you would, please tell us what's the next thing that you did after you retrieved the blood samples from the location that you just noted?
I cut the bloody handprint from the carpet in the family area right beside the couch area. And I also cut a strip portion of the carpet behind the couch where there was a possible shoe print.
Okay. Officer Mayne, if you would, please look at States Exhibit 81 and tell me whether or not you recognize that, sir.
Yes, sir, I do.
And is that one of the carpet pieces that you retrieved that morning?
Yes, sir.
Would this be the portion behind the couch?
That's correct.
Okay. And if you will look at States Exhibit 82 and tell me whether or not you recognize that.
Yes, sir, I do.
And is that another portion of the carpet that you retrieved on June 6, 1996?
It is.
Your Honor, at this time, we'll offer States Exhibit 81 and 82.
No objection.
All right, States Exhibit 81 and 82 were admitted.
Hey, can you give me just a few minutes here
Yep.
for a second? Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
How's chat doing?
Good. Everybody's having fun. They're loving the voices, guys. So good job.
Okay.
You guys are doing good.
Apparently, it's hard to say linoleum. Well, maybe I can't even say it in my own regular
Linoleum.
voice.
I know. It's weird. Sometimes I'll be like reading and not even all the time I won't be able to say a certain word, but like during certain situations, like I have trouble saying a word. I'm like, I know how to freaking say this word. Why can't I say it tonight? It's weird. But yeah, linoleum. You mean with an accent? Is that what you
Yeah,
meant?
like I was getting tripped up with the accent, but then I just try to say it right now. And so who listens to us to relax? Because I was telling Tiff I put this on last night to go to sleep, and I had nightmares all night that I was on the stand.
Well, it's probably different because it's you, so you're hearing your voice, so you're thinking that that you're a part of the dream of being a witness. I do that all the time, Bella. Like if I fall asleep with like a TV or a show on, I'll dream about that. I used to fall asleep to Mommy Ramblings when I used to listen to her, and I would have dreams about her, like that I was going to her house and talking to her. It's just weird. I was like, whoa, this is weird. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I was a nurse because I was listening to episode 5 that we did, and I kept saying I don't know, and then the attorneys kept badgering me on the stand about, and then I think it was Mulder, we think it's Mulder, that was leaning on the podium, and he was intimidating.
Oh gosh, that's funny.
Yeah, for those who've been following us from the beginning, we always thought Mulder was like really lazy as an attorney and kind of like sloppy about stuff. And then I had this dream, and his leaning wasn't like a lazy thing, it was an intimidating thing. So it was interesting.
They call him Mad Dog Mulder, so maybe there's something to that.
Maybe.
I don't know. Oh man, I wish we could see this in person, this trial. I can't believe they didn't have it like televised, did they? You would think that they would have, because it was such a big I'm sure it was a big trial at the time, but maybe back then it was just harder to. Well, no, because
it just wasn't normal.
Oh, okay, it wasn't normal.
Yeah, it wasn't normal. Like court TV had kind of like taken off with the OJ thing, and it wasn't like a normal thing to do. And people that televised, or courtrooms that televised things, were looked at differently because it was kind of like a circus atmosphere. And if you had respect for a courtroom, which you're supposed to do, that's why you have to dress accordingly to go into a courtroom, you don't bring that circus. Now it's kind of normalized, and there's TVs everywhere.
Okay. Huh. Well, that makes sense. And I wish we could have seen some of it, though, just to see what it was like, what Mulder was really like.
Yeah.
Notebook. I can't wait till he's going to ask you about your stupid. I'm surprised you didn't dream about the notes.
I know, right?
Did you take notes? Like
finding notes.
Oh my God, I need to take notes. I need to wake up taking notes. Like, I'm going to take notes, Mulder. I'm going to take notes.
I promise I didn't lose them. I didn't lose my notes.
Yeah, I didn't lose them. I'll bring them next time. I'll bring them tomorrow.
My whip out book. I'll bring my whip out book.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, if you guys are here. Oh, okay, you're back. Okay.
Yeah, I was just listening to your banter about your dream.
Oh. There I go yawning. See, man, this is kind of good that you guys, it's your day really, because I'm hoping by next week my yawns will be going away. I know. I think it's about 60 pages. I think it's even, Bella, I really think it's past, I don't even know. I only made it to like 70 pages, and then I started the live, and I'm wondering if the first 170 pages are just the prosecution, and part 2 is when the defense goes. So I don't know, guys. Like I said, I only looked up to page 70, but so yeah, no, this is good because oh
goodness gracious.
Yeah. Part 2 is the next day. We don't even have to be there yet in our heads. We're just here today.
Yeah, because we're not going to probably be able to finish part 1 tonight. I mean, 170 pages, that's a lot.
Mm-mm. But we got up to 30. Look, we're at an hour in and we did a little bit of banter and we're up to page 36. So we're doing good time-wise.
Yeah, but I mean, you estimated it right. If it's 60 pages, oh no, that'd be 2 hours. You said 3 hours. So yeah, we might be able to get like 90 pages or something, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. All right, I'm gonna mute myself.
Okay.
Keep yawning.
Talk to you later. Okay, I'm ready, Libra, when you are.
All right, I'm just going to start at the first little paragraph here on 6 or 7. Looking at State's Exhibit 82, sir, what do we see on State's Exhibit number 82?
It's a small blood handprint.
Okay, if you would now, please tell us the next thing that you did after you retrieved the 2 portions of the carpet in the family room.
I then went to the kitchen area and collected a piece of the broken glass that's on the kitchen floor, and also lifted the vacuum cleaner from off the floor.
Okay. Officer Mayne, if you would please look at State Exhibit 69 and tell me whether or not you recognize that exhibit, sir.
Yes, sir, I do.
And is that the glass that you collected from the kitchen floor?
Yes, it is.
On June 6th?
That's correct.
Your Honor, at this time, we'll offer State's Exhibit 69.
No objection.
State's Exhibit 69 is admitted.
Just for the record, there are several pieces of glass in State's Exhibit 69. Is that right?
Yes, there is.
Okay. I want to go back with you just a moment to a portion of your testimony where you talked about retrieving towels or rags from the floor. Do you recall that?
Yes, sir.
And is it true that we have seen the white rag from the porch?
Yes, sir.
And the 2 rags from the hallway, is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. Sir, if you would, please look at State's Exhibit number 63 and tell me whether you recognize that.
Yes, sir, I do.
What is 63?
That is the bloody rag that I collected in the family room between the love seat and the bar on the plastic runner.
Okay. Your Honor, at this time, we'll offer State's Exhibit 63.
No objection.
State's Exhibit 63 is admitted.
Again, I'm displaying that to the jury. Is that just a white and green plaid rag, sir?
Yes, it is.
Did it appear to have blood on it when you retrieved it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And going back to where we were, as I understand, when you retrieved the last item, did I understand you to say that you started looking at the vacuum cleaner?
That's correct.
Was it still located in the kitchen?
Yes, it was.
Was it still in the same position that you had first seen it?
Yes, sir, it was.
What is the first thing that you did when you went back over to that vacuum cleaner?
Myself and James Cron started looking at it, and we observed blood footprints underneath the vacuum cleaner.
Okay, well, are you actually looking at the floor around the vacuum cleaner then?
Yes, sir.
Is that when the vacuum cleaner is still on the floor?
Yes, sir.
And did you determine to do anything at that time?
Well, we determined to lift the vacuum cleaner up and look further.
Okay. Sir, let me ask you to look at State's Exhibit 93. Do you recognize that, sir?
Yes, sir.
And what is State's Exhibit 93?
That's the vacuum cleaner that was on the kitchen floor.
Okay. Oh, shoot. Where did I go?
11. You're just going to admit that evidence now.
Hold on. I
11,
accidentally hit the
page
side key.
39. Page 39. 11.
Okay. Sorry.
It's
Okay.
okay.
Well, we determined to lift the vacuum cleaner up and look further. Oh.
11.
Yeah, that's
You're
you.
good. Yeah. No, that's 7. Well, number 11.
No. 11 is an answer. It says, well, we determined to lift the vacuum cleaner up and look for a
Weird. Yours is different than mine. Okay. Yeah, wow. Why is it different? Okay. So right under that. Okay, and then you're on Mr. Greg Davis, your honor at this time.
Right. Sir, let me ask you to look at State's Exhibit 93. Do you recognize that, sir?
Wait, now where are we?
Oh, wait a minute. Are we on page?
I think
39.
she was just 11 up. Maybe you were just a whole 11 up. So this part-
39. Are you on 38?
now you're on 38. Go back down where you were. You were.
Go
I
to
thought you were-
39.
39. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, go down. Go
Go
down.
down.
Go down.
Down.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
right there.
wow.
Up there, right here.
Why
Oops.
is the one that I have
It's my fault because I
No, it's
accidentally
not.
hit the wrong
Okay.
key.
Okay.
So
Okay,
just go
yes.
your
Okay,
own.
I get it. Yes.
Oh
okay.
man, it was my fault because I accidentally hit the left key instead of
No,
the
it's
down
That's
key.
not your
alright.
fault.
Yeah, it's all right.
It's not your fault. Yeah. Okay, sorry.
Okay.
I know where we are now. Okay. Okay, go ahead. I can follow
Alright.
wherever you go.
So I'm submitting, right? Okay.
Yeah, you're submitting 93.
Your Honor, at this time we'll offer State's Exhibit number 93.
No objection.
State's Exhibit 93 is admitted.
Okay, if you would, officer, please step down. Could you please position the vacuum cleaner on the courtroom floor as it appeared on the kitchen floor that morning or that afternoon?
Okay.
Okay, you laid the vacuum cleaner down on the floor, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Please step back so everyone can see it. Okay, and did I understand you to say that you then made a decision to lift it up off the ground, is that right?
Yes, sir. We observed blood on the handle, so we decided to go ahead and lift it up and look underneath it.
Okay, could you please show the members of the jury exactly how you picked that vacuum cleaner up that day on June 6, 1996? Just go ahead and do that now.
Yes, sir.
Okay, if you could, just lay it down and do it one more time for us and just show us.
Here, let me do it this way.
Okay, when you lifted it up, did you roll the vacuum cleaner on the floor in any way?
No, sir.
Just strictly picked it straight up?
That's correct.
And you're holding a portion of the handle right below the light colored handle, is that right?
That's correct.
Have a seat right up there. Mr. Davis,
Mr.
You want me to
Davis,
do it? Okay.
I think we'll take a 15-minute break now.
yes, sir.
The jury needs to warm up. All right. I have excused the jury until 1:30 so we can have a hearing outside the presence of the jury.
You
All
want me to
right.
be court now?
I guess.
Well, I could be
Might be.
court, guys, since I'm not
Okay,
doing
you be
anything,
court.
but but where are we at? I don't
No,
even-
because you're going to be on, Mosty's going to be on too. But
All right,
not that
I have-
much. Go ahead.
All right, I have excused the jury until 1:30 so we can have a hearing outside the presence of the jury. All right, back on the record in the Darlie Routier matter. Let the record reflect that these proceedings are being held outside the presence of the jury and all parties to the trial are present. Who is doing Mr. Shook?
I will.
All right, Mr. Davis?
Yes, sir, I'll do it.
Okay, go ahead.
Officer Mayne, look at State's Exhibit 150, if you will, and tell me whether or not that photograph shows a portion of the family room where you retrieved certain papers on June 6th, 1996.
Yes, sir.
The area is basically between the couch and the gold pillow, correct?
That's correct.
Also, a lampshade in that area.
Yes, sir.
For purposes of this hearing only, we'll offer State's Exhibit 150.
No objection for the purpose of this hearing. States Exhibit 150 is admitted, and that's the photo of the.
Yes, Your Honor. Let me hand it to you so you can see it.
All right, thank you.
Officer Mayne, let me start by showing you certain pieces of evidence here.
States Exhibit 150 is admitted. I'm sorry, for purposes of this hearing only.
Let's just start through here. States Exhibit 73A. Is that one of the pieces of paper that you found in the family room on June 6, 1996?
Yes, sir.
States Exhibit 82A. Is that also a piece of evidence or a piece of paper that you retrieved from the family room on June 6, 1996?
Yes, sir.
Excuse me, could we have him identify those for the record, please? All right, 73A.
Go ahead.
All right, 73A is what?
73A is a birth certificate for Devin Routier. 82A is a set of handprints of Damon Routier.
Wait a minute. Are they saying that they found a birth certificate, his birth certificate, just on the family room? Oh, not on the floor, just in the family room. Okay. Interesting.
States Exhibit 74D. Does this appear to be an immunization record for Damon Routier?
Yes, sir.
Did you also find 74D in the family room?
Yes, sir, I did.
All right. States Exhibit 80. Is that a handwritten note which states money from this policy is to be put into trust for Damon and Devin until age 21? Appears to be signed by Darlie and Darren Routier. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Did you find States Exhibit 80 in the family room?
Yes, sir, I did.
All right. States Exhibit 84A says Pet Rest Memorial Park, Certificate of Entitlement to Burial. States Exhibit 84A. Did you find that in the family room also?
Yes, sir, I did.
States Exhibit 84C. Is it entitled Retail Installment Contract on a yellow piece of paper, and it appears to be signed by Darlie Routier. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Did you find 84C in the family room also?
Yes, sir.
What's that? 84C? That's entitled Retail Installment Contract signed by the defendant. For what?
I think for the cat's funeral, I think.
Okay.
States Exhibit number 76. This is a marriage license for Darlie Routier and Darren Routier.
Yes, sir.
Did you find States Exhibit 76 in the family room also?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Wait, that
States
is
Exhibit-
kind of weird that they're finding all this. They're just laying out in the family room. Do you guys keep that stuff in your family room?
No, I keep that in my fireproof safe
Yeah,
because if something
seems-
happens, I want that stuff to be
that's
redeemable.
weird. Are they saying
But-
it's just laying out in the family room?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
But it seems like they're signing up for something, because I thought it was just going to be a birth certificate. But if there's the immunization card and then there's like insurance stuff, maybe they were like signing up for insurance
Good thing.
or school.
Yeah, maybe. Okay. All right.
True. States Exhibit 74A. Is this an insurance policy issued by Massachusetts General Life on Darren Routier?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did you find States Exhibit number 77A in the family room also?
Yes, sir.
States Exhibit 75. Does this appear to be a certificate of birth for Darlie Lynn Peck? States Exhibit 75?
Yes, sir.
Did you find that in the family room?
Correct.
States Exhibit 73B. Does this appear to be a birth certificate for Damon Christian Routier?
Yes, sir, it is.
Did you find that in the family room also?
Yes, sir.
States Exhibit 72B. Does this appear to be a birth certificate for Damon Christian Routier?
Yes, sir.
Did you find States Exhibit 72B in the family room?
Yes, sir.
States Exhibit 72A. Does this appear to be a birth certificate for Devin Rush Routier?
Yes, sir.
Did you find 72A in the family room?
Yes, sir.
And States Exhibit 77B. Is this an insurance policy issued by Massachusetts General Life for the insured Darlie Routier?
Yes, sir.
Is that B?
Oh, you read me. Is that B or
I'm
D?
sorry. B. Did you find States Exhibit 77B in the family room?
Yes, sir.
States Exhibit 74A. Does this appear to be a social security card for Devin Rush Routier? Oh my gosh.
Yes, sir.
Did you find that in the family room?
I did.
States Exhibit 74B. Does that appear to be a social security card for Damon Christian Routier?
Yes, sir.
Did you find that in the family room also?
Yes, I did.
All right. States Exhibit 84B. Does this appear to be a receipt for $630 from the Lions Funeral Home? Appears to be for memorial. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did you find that in the family room? States Exhibit number 84B?
Yes, I did.
States Exhibit 77G. Does that appear to be a brochure from the A.L. Williams Company concerning life insurance, sir?
Yes, sir.
And did you find the folder and the enclosed papers in the family room on June 6th, 1996?
Yes, sir, I did.
Okay. States Exhibit 78. Does that appear to be a spiral notebook, green in color?
Yes, sir.
Did you find that in the family room on June 6th, 1996?
Yes, I did.
All right. States Exhibit 79A, 79B, 79C. First, 79A. Is that a one sheet of a notepad that you found in the family room on June 6th, 1996?
Yes, sir.
That's a yellow notepad, is that correct?
That's A.
That's a, Your Honor. 79B, is it also a notepad, green in color, writing on both the front and the back that you found in the family room on June 6, 1996?
Yes, sir.
States Exhibit number 79C, is that the notepad itself with 3 pages that have been written on at the top of the pad?
Yes, sir.
Did you find this in the family room on June 6, 1996?
Yes, sir.
Okay. States Exhibit 77E and F. Do those appear to be, it says, semi-annual renewal agreement from the Combined Insurance Company of America? We have one for Devin R. Routier and one for Damon C. Routier. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
77E and F. Did you find those two items in the family room also, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right, States Exhibit number 77C and 77D. Again, are they the same types of semi-annual renewal agreements, Combined Insurance Company of America, this time for Darren E. Routier and Darlie L. Routier?
Yes, sir.
Did you find 77C and 77D in the funeral room, the family room also?
Might
Oh
as
my
well be a
God.
funeral.
Sorry. I'm
Yes,
sorry.
sir. It's okay.
States Exhibit 74C. Does this appear to be an immunization record for Devin Routier?
Yes, sir.
Did you find States Exhibit 74C in the family room?
Yes, sir.
All right. Let me show you two additional documents, States Exhibit 83A and 83B. Do you recognize those, sir?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay, 83A. Does this appear to be a letter from the American Express Company addressed to Darlie Routier, dated May 9th, 1996? Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. States Exhibit 83B. Does this appear to be a letter from the Mellon Mortgage Company dated May 8th, 1996, addressed to Darren E. Routier, Darlie L. Routier?
That's correct.
Okay, now 83A and 83B. You did not find in the family room, did you?
That's correct. I did not.
Where did you first come in contact with States Exhibit 83A and 83B?
A trash bag was in the evidence section that was collected, and I went through the trash and found those two documents.
Okay, now you yourself did not recover 83A and 83B from the house or vehicle or anything of that sort. Is that correct?
That's correct.
First time you saw them, they were in a trash bag in the evidence room at the Rowlett Police Department.
That's correct.
Did you then sort through the trash to find 83A and 83B?
That's correct.
Were they in the same condition we're seeing them today?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, with the exception of States Exhibit 83A and 83B, we'll be offering through this witness the documents that we have gone through during this hearing, this having been found in the family room.
Well, I missed two numbers.
All right.
The immunization record of Damon, was it? It was right after 73A and 82A. I missed that number. That's what?
74C.
Okay. That's an immunization record of who?
Of Damon.
Who's Miss Shirley Wallace? Is that a defense?
I
guess
know.
I'll play.
No,
her.
I think she's I think she might be defense.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. 74C is Devin. That's 74D. Well, that's the one of Damon, 74D. Yes, sir. All right, fine. Thank you. I've got that one.
Oh, no, remember, she's prosecution. Isn't that the one that played? Isn't she the one that played the judge? Remember, they're like, Miss Wallace played the judge. So I think she might be prosecution.
Oh, okay. So that's you. And then there was a marriage license. You were going off pretty fast. I missed that number too. That came after the retail installment contract and before the insurance policy. So I guess that's you, Libra, if she's the prosecution.
Oh, my bad. The marriage license is number 76.
You're right. She is. I have her listed under the prosecution. She definitely is. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
All right.
Oh, no, 76. Got it. Oh, I'm still. All right. So you'll be offering all of these documents through this officer?
Yes, sir, with the exception of 83A and 83B.
All right. I understand. So, Mr. Hagler, you wanted the hearing outside the presence of the jury? Yes, sir. Well, Judge, I might start off by saying that the mere fact that these documents were found in the defendant's residence does not dispense with the requirement that these documents be relevant under Rule 401. And secondly, that they be properly, somebody disappeared, and that they be properly authenticated under Rule 901. And I don't have any additional testimony to develop through this witness, but I would like to voice my objections to each one of these exhibits. Well, let me put her back on. Okay. All right. Well, why don't we go exhibit by exhibit? Is that fair? Your Honor, may I see 150? I think that's it. Sure. Could I just ask a couple of questions to try to clarify? Sure. Officer Mayne, you identified State's Exhibit 150.
Yes, sir.
And did all of the documents that you have identified, except for the trash bag documents, did they all come from this? What I will call a big blue green box?
No, sir. They came from the documents on top of the blue-green box.
Just a stack of documents?
Yes, sir.
And none of them came from the blue-green box?
That's correct.
Were there documents in the blue-green box?
If I'm not mistaken, there were sewing utensils in that box.
Okay. The documents that you've identified, are those all of the documents that were on this box?
Yes, sir.
Every one of them is identified, whatever these numbers are, 73 through whatever.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And the trash bag, well, let me go back. Do any of these documents, or any of the documents, for instance, have handwritten notes? Are any of those dated?
Any of those dated?
Right, the handwritten stuff. I'm not talking about an insurance policy or something. I'm talking about the handwritten things. Do any of them have a date on them?
Marriage license, that area, yes.
No, I'm just talking about the handwritten things. For instance, these ones that have been identified as notes.
Oh, no.
Right.
I don't recall.
And the trash bag, the 2 documents taken out of the trash bag. When were they retrieved?
They were retrieved on the 15th of June.
Okay. And what else was in the trash bag?
Just trash. There was food items, just miscellaneous trash.
All right. That's all the questions I have for Wadir.
Let me, if I could, just a couple of questions. These items were located how far from the body of Devin Routier?
Approximately 2 feet.
And these items, have they been in possession of the Rowlett Police Department?
Yes, sir.
Do you recall whether or not any attorneys representing the defendant have come out to inspect the evidence in this case?
Yes, sir.
Have they?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Was this evidence made available to them prior to trial?
Yes, sir.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Well, let's take them up one at a time. Now, if I'm calling these exhibit numbers wrong, correct me. We have State's Exhibit 73A, the birth certificate of Devin Routier. Is that correct? Is that the right birth certificate?
That's correct.
Any objection to that, Mr. Mosty? I'll do the objecting. Oh my God. Oh.
This is where it gets crazy.
We need to try to identify these. All right. Well, I have 73A as the birth certificate of Devin Routier. These are in reverse. Maybe you should play court, Bella, because it's mostly me now.
Okay.
Wait, you.
All right. Well, I have 73A as the birth certificate of Devin Routier.
Well, I don't see. Where are we? I think you're up. I don't see where I'm starting. Where am I? Okay.
16.
These are in. Yeah, these are in reverse order, Judge. We'll have to go back through it and line them up here.
Oh, okay. Where do you start?
How about if we work from the top, from the back to the beginning?
That's fine. Spread them out.
Your Honor, I'll start off by saying, as far as State's Exhibit 79A, B, C, Your Honor, these are handwritten documents that appear to refer to the preparation of a will. We would object, Your Honor, one, that they're not relevant under Rule 401. Secondly, is that they tend to imply they are 404B testimony. And third, that they're hearsay under Rule 802. And finally, that they're not properly authenticated under Rule 901.
I'll sustain that objection. All right.
Your Honor, State's Exhibit number 43.
Could I please, before the court sustains the objection?
1 second. The dog's ripping out my earphones. Sorry. 1 second. Where do you go lay down?
Real quick. Yes.
Could we at least state the reason why we're offering these items at this time?
All right.
Clearly, all of these items go to the state of mind of the defendant on that evening. Now, they're not being offered for truthfulness or any matter that's contained therein. They're going to the state of mind, to the fact that this woman got her last will and testament out 2 feet away from this child who had been murdered that night and also got injuries that very well may have been self-inflicted that night. And they go very much to the state of mind that she was in that evening.
Well, let me review these. I'm going to review the law on this. I will withhold this in abeyance then. All right.
And that will be our grounds for all of these documents.
All right. State of mind. All right. Go ahead. Why don't we take up, is there going to be any objection? Let's go down to the birth certificate. Any objection to those? Let's get that out of the way first. I got 73A as birth certificate of Devin Routier. Any objection to that? Your Honor, we will object to the basis of Devin is not the complainant. Wait, why is he wanting the people to object? Am I confused? Is that normal? He's like,
Mhm.
is he trying to like hint to them for them to object? Do you think?
No, because this is all outside the presence of the jury.
Oh, okay.
They're
Okay.
admitting evidence.
Okay. Where am I? We will object to the basis of Devin is not complainant in the indictment. It's not relevant. It's not been properly authenticated.
Overruled. That's admitted.
Holy cow.
Can we get?
That's 73A.
All right.
All right. The next one I have in my line, I have 74D. Is the immunization records of, is it Damon? Whatever the number is. 74C, is it?
Who's shook?
That's
Is that
Damon.
me?
Devin's immunization record. Any objection to that?
Relevancy under Rule 401. Improper authentication under Rule 9 under 901. Oh my God, I can't read today.
Overruled. That exhibit is admitted. That was 74C. All right. Then we have State's Exhibit 76, which is a marriage license.
Non-relevant under 401. Improper authentication of. Whoa, where are we? I'm not even. Wait.
14. You were right. Start on 13.
Oh, okay. I'm there.
Is it me still?
Yeah,
Your
Hagler,
Honor,
Yeah.
13.
go ahead, Court. I almost finished, Your Honor. You're under 15 now.
You're on
Okay,
13.
I'll overrule.
Oh.
I'll overrule that. That exhibit is admitted. All right. The next thing I have is an insurance policy from Massachusetts General Life on Darren. That's 77A. Is that the number?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Your Honor.
Any objection to that?
Again, Your Honor, the only evidence that they've offered at this point was the fact that these documents were found in the family room. Again, there's been no showing that they had any knowledge that they were there and that she handled them. There's no showing of relevancy under Rule 401. Later on down the line, they may be able to establish that, Your Honor, but the fact that there's a life insurance policy on Darren is totally irrelevant to the issues at hand.
All right. Overruled. The exhibit is admitted.
That was 77A?
Yes, 77A. All right. Now then, we've got
One other thing, Your Honor, if I may. Also, we would object under Rule 404B.
all right. I'll still overrule that objection. Now we have birth certificates on Damon, on the defendant. That's 75. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Any objection to that? State's Exhibit 75.
This is a birth certificate for Darlie.
For Darlie Routier, the defendant, yes.
Again, no showing of the relevancy under Rule 401 and proper authentication under 901. And there is no support in the affidavit having been filed with the court 14 days prior to the offer of this document.
All right. Overruled. I'll admit State's Exhibit 75. All right. Then I have 73B. It's a birth certificate on Damon. Any objection to that?
Again, Your Honor, no relevancy under 401 and proper authentication under 901.
All overrule 73B is admitted. Now then, is 72A, is that the birth certificate of Devin?
Yes, Your Honor. Same objection as previously stated to the court.
Same ruling. Overruled. 72A is admitted.
Fine.
All right. The next thing I have is an insurance policy. Well, maybe that's just a repeat of the one before.
No, Your Honor. There's a second policy.
A second policy on, and that's going to be 72B, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Any objection on that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
This is the insurance policy on Darlie Routier.
Right.
77B.
That's 77B, Your Honor.
This is 77B.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
And again, this is the defendant's insurance policy. There's certainly no relevancy under Rule 401. And secondly, it's improper authentication under Rule 901.
All right, thank you. Overruled. 77B is admitted.
Dang.
All right, now I've got 2 social security cards here. It sounds like an auction. One for Devin and one for Damon. My numbers are 74A, Devin, 74B, Damon. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor. Damon is 74B and Devin is 74A.
All right. Any objection there?
Your Honor, I can't even imagine any conceivable reason why their social security cards would be relevant in 401. I would like the state to explain to the court why Damon and Devin's social security cards are relevant.
Yes, Your Honor. I'll direct your attention to Article 38.36, Evidence in Prosecutions for Murder. It goes to show all of the circumstances surrounding the killing of these 2 boys and the relationship between the defendant and those boys.
Is that a motive?
Sorry, did you ask me something?
All right. Overruled. And the 74A and B are admitted.
Oh,
if I might just make a comment, Your Honor.
Yes, you may.
The rules he's referring to does not change the rules of evidence. It simply allows that the testimony is admissible in a murder case showing the previous relationship between the defendant and the deceased. But again, the cases are voluminous, stating that the rules of evidence are the same. Again, there's no authentication under 901 and clearly no relevancy. Certainly not as to Devin under 74A.
All right. Thank you. Same ruling. All right. Let's go down.
Gosh.
The next thing I have is, all right. I have another immunization record here. Excuse me, I don't have that. I've got 74D is the immunization record for...
That's for Damon, Your Honor.
All right, Damon.
Your Honor, again, it's irrelevant under 401. It contains hearsay statements inadmissible under 802 and properly authenticated under Rule 901.
All right. Overruled. 74D is admitted. All right. 77G is a brochure from the A.L. Williams Life Insurance Company. What is that? Just a sales brochure?
That's going to, I believe when you look through that, you'll see certain schedules for payments.
Well, let me review this thing before I rule on it. That 77G, it's a brochure from the A.L. Williams Life Insurance Company.
Just for the record, again, we would urge that it's not relevant under Rule 401.
We'll take each one of these up afterwards.
Okay, thank you.
All right. That is out of the way here, right here. All right. Now I've got 84B, which is the $630 receipt from the Lyons Funeral Home. I want to review that before I rule on it.
That's 84B?
84B. And I'm going to look at 78 and the spiral notebook in 79A, B, and C before I rule on them. I thought they were merely a piece of paper handed to me. I didn't notice they were so voluminous. All right. We're going to rule on that. And then...
That's 78?
78 is a spiral notebook. And 79A, B, and C are the notes out of the book. And then I've got...
I think that's incorrect, isn't it? Those are separate notes off of a small pad.
Well, I mean, they're not out of that book. Excuse me, they're not out of the book. They're separate notes off a small pad. The pad is 79C, and these notes are A and B. At least that's the pad I have. We've got a yellow sheet that's 79A, a green sheet that's 79B. The whole pad itself is 79C. And let the record reflect that this pad is made up of multicolored sheets.
78 then is the spiral?
Yes, 78 is a spiral notebook. I want to look at those. Then we come to 84B is this Lyons Funeral Home receipt, which I want to look at. Then we come to 77E and F, What's that? I got it as a renewal agreement of some kind.
Your Honor, 77C, D, E, and F are 4 semi-annual renewal agreements for an insurance policy.
All right. I'll look at those too before I rule on them. These are just receipts for premiums paid. Is that right? All right. Anything else? Okay. And then we've got, and 77C and D is the same thing. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor. There are 4 of those.
All right. Oh, okay. 4. And now we've got 80.
80, Your Honor, is a piece of paper that appears to be a distribution of property.
All right. We will keep that over here. All right. 84A is what?
This is a pet rest memorial park certificate of entitlement to burial. We would ask for an explanation from the state as to why this is relevant.
Why is this relevant?
All right, I'll go ahead and withdraw that one.
Judge, why on earth would 84 be admissible?
Did I not just say that we're withdrawing that?
84 is not in there.
It is a memorial for the cat that died. How can... That's ludicrous.
Only she can answer why she's got it over there. But we'll withdraw anything to do with the cat.
Yes, 1995.
Yeah, and there's still 1996 ones there.
All right, gentlemen. To 84A, B, and C are all withdrawn. Is that right?
Yes, we'll withdraw those.
All right. And that brings us to, we come to 82A, which are the handprints. Where are those? I'll keep that. And then what else have you got?
I have one last one, Your Honor.
One last one. This purports to be a Texas, this is number 72B, which is a birth certificate of Damon Christian Routier. Any objection to that?
That's not relevant to 401 and improperly authenticated in 901.
All right. Overruled. 72B is admitted.
Did the court rule on those renewal sheets?
No, I'm going to look at those over the noon hour, and I'll have my rulings on those at 1:30. We will break here in a couple of minutes as soon as we finish this. All right, what else? Have we missed anything? Did we go on to States Exhibit 80? What was that? Was that the notes? States Exhibit 80 is what?
That should be an 80, the one-page note.
One page. Is that up here?
Yes, sir, right there.
All right. The court will rule on that. We're going to adjourn now until 1:30. We're going to try to get those windows fixed up in here for the jury. And I will have a ruling for you on these exhibits at 1:30.
Judge Toole, could I clarify one thing? It's just something we're not real clear about, and it's a question to Officer Mayne.
Yeah, go ahead.
Are these the documents that we've gone through here? Is that each and every document that was on top of the green box?
Yes, sir.
There weren't any that you didn't pick up?
I picked up all the folders and the spiral with this included on top of the box.
There wasn't anything you left?
That's correct.
And the sewing kit, did you take anything out of the sewing kit?
No, sir.
Did any of these come out of the sewing kit?
No, sir.
You didn't take anything from the sewing kit?
No, sir.
All right. Thank you very much. That's all. Just wanted to clarify.
Okay, we'll adjourn. Any other questions?
No, sir.
We're recessed until 1:30. Thank you. Can I have a second to grab? I just need to grab my charger for the laptop.
No, sorry, you're not allowed.
You should have come to class prepared, lady.
Yeah, I just need to grab it. I mean, what? Or you guys could do the court and haggler, and I'll just come. I'll mute myself and come right back. You want to do that?
Oh, we actually could, but I was just joking. I was just messing with you. I'm sure you know that, right? But if it is just me and you, I guess we probably could, huh? You want to, Libra? Okay,
that's fine with me.
You could be the court, and well, yeah, because I'm the haggler.
All right. Let the record reflect that all the parties in the trial are present and these proceedings are being held still outside the presence of the jury. Mr. Hagler, you wanted to make a statement.
Well, Your Honor, just to reiterate our position on the exhibits, again, we've already voiced our objections to a number of them. There are several of them we did not voice an objection, which we wish to voice now. Specifically, the documents that the states offer to the court. We would submit one, that they failed to make a showing of relevancy under Rule 401. And furthermore, in the event that the court finds that certain of these documents may be relevant, we would further urge that the court conduct a balancing test under 403. We would submit that even if there were any probative value, that it would be vastly and substantially outweighed by the prejudicial effects and confusion it would create in front of the jury. Next, Your Honor, we would further urge the court that the number of these documents contain hearsay statements of unidentified individuals. We would urge that, for example, the spiral notebook and various writings that have been offered into evidence by the state, we would submit, Your Honor, that they are likewise not admissible under Rule 802. In fact, it is clearly hearsay. And furthermore, the state has indicated that their position of these documents is that they are not being offered for the truth of the matter stated therein. We would submit, on the other hand, that clearly they are being offered for the truth of the matter stated in the documents. The spiral notebook, the insurance policies, and various other documents. And I anticipate that if they are admitted, that they're going to come back and argue to the jury the truth of the matter in these documents. Next, Your Honor, these documents also include 404B materials. And based on that, we would further urge that they be excluded. Next, Your Honor, the documents are not properly authenticated under Section 901, and furthermore, are not self-authenticated under 902, subsection 10. They haven't been on file with the court 14 days prior to the trial. We've been given improper notice of the state's offer of these documents at the present time. And for all of these reasons, Your Honor, we would again re-urge and ask the court to deny our motion to suppress these documents that have been offered.
Well, on the statements or on the exhibits already admitted this morning, the court finds that the probative value far outweighs any prejudicial effect. Now, over the noon hour, I read the following exhibits. I'm trying to go in numerical order. On 77C, States Exhibits 77C, D, E, and F are receipts for insurance premiums paid on July 26, 1994, on policies on Darren Routier, Darlie Routier, Devin Routier, and Damon Routier to the Combined Insurance Company of America.
Did you get a chance to compare those rates?
No, not at the current time. States Exhibit 77G is a folder with a life insurance policy number 211274668 on the life of Darren Routier, issued by the Massachusetts Indemnity and Life Insurance Company at 3120 Breckenridge Boulevard, Duluth, Georgia, in the amount of $200,000 on his life and $50,000 on Darlie Routier's life and $5,000 on each child's life. The writing agent was Myrtle, Myrtle, Cyrilda Routier. The State's Exhibit 78 is a notebook found at the scene with writing. State's Exhibit 79A, which the court was handed like this with the stickers on the back. I thought it was a blank sheet. I withdraw my ruling on that earlier this morning, but 79A, B, C, 79C are all papers, apparently from this folder, and a tablet found at the scene. And State's Exhibit 82A is what purports to be Damon Routier's handprint found at the scene. State's Exhibit 84B is a receipt allegedly received from Darlie Routier from the Lyons Funeral Home, also found at the scene. State's Exhibit 80 is a small piece of paper with some writing on it and would purport to be the signatures of Darlie Routier and Darren Routier. All of these were found at the scene. The court's ruling is that the court will admit all of these exhibits only as exhibits found at the scene. They're not being admitted for truth of any matter asserted to any of these exhibits. And if necessary, a limiting instruction will be placed in the court's charge to the jury should that be necessary at the appropriate time. These are being admitted only because they were found at the scene, and the court also feels that any prejudicial value is outweighed by the probative effect. And I'm going to admit these in front of the jury, and it will not be necessary for the defense to object. They may object one time if you want, whatever you want to do, and it being the intent of the court in this hearing to persevere any error in the court's ruling for appellate review on behalf of the defense should that become necessary. So, do you wish to object in front of the jury or not?
Oh, hold on. Give me 1 second. Shoot.
Okay.
Okay. No, Your Honor, just as long as we would re-urge all of the objections voiced and the objections to the evidence admitted by the court.
The court understands the same ruling is admitting them, and you will not be required to object in front of the jury.
If I understand, everything offered then, except for 84A and C, are received?
Right. 83A and 83B have not been offered yet.
Right.
So that's where we are, and they're admitted. And I'm going to tell the jury I'm admitting them only because they were found at the scene and not for the truth of any matter therein asserted. Mr. Hagler, is that satisfactory? Also, excuse me. Also, the court admits State's Exhibit 150, the photo of the green or aqua colored couch. Well, this photo right here. Did you offer that? Yes, for the purposes of the hearing. All right.
All right.
Okay.
Everybody ready to bring the jury in?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. The defense is ready.
All right. Bring the jury in, please. All right. Be seated. Please. Let the court reflect that all parties in the trial are present and the jury is seated. Mr. Davis?
Yes, sir. Officer Mayne, let me show you first. Let's go back just a moment, if you would, please. Look at State's Exhibit 60A and 60B. Do you recognize those photographs, sir?
Yes, sir.
Are they photographs of State's Exhibit 60?
Yes, they are.
And do they truly and accurately depict the condition of the sock at the time you picked it up on June 6, 1996?
Yes, sir.
All right. Your Honor, at this time, we'll offer State's Exhibit 60A and 60B.
No objection.
Go ahead.
States Exhibit 60A and B are admitted.
And very quickly here, Miss Officer Mayne, if we look at State's Exhibit 60B, can you point out what appeared to be a blood stain that day?
Right here.
At the top portion where my finger is?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And State's Exhibit 60A, do there appear to be some holes down there at the end of the sock there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, right here where I'm pointing?
Yes, sir.
Were those holes present when you picked up the sock?
Yes, sir.
Now, let me ask you, Officer Mayne, if you found any property in the alleyway of the house that you recovered.
Yes, sir, I did.
What did you recover there?
A pair of tennis shoes.
Okay. Sir, if you'll look at State's Exhibit 71C, do you recognize that photograph?
Yes, sir, I do.
Does that show the shoes that you recovered in the entryway of the house?
Yes, sir, it does.
Does it truly and accurately reflect their condition and location at the time that you first saw them on June the 6th, 1996?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Your Honor, at this time we'll offer State's Exhibit number 71C.
No objection.
Oh, you didn't hear me? Can you not hear me?
No.
I didn't
Oh,
hear you.
wow. I said it.
Sorry. um,
States Exhibit 71C is admitted.
Officer Mayne, am I now pointing to the shoes there in the photograph?
Yes, sir.
Exactly where were they located in the entryway?
It was right beside the trunk area and the door exiting the house.
Okay. And when you first saw the shoes, did you look to see whether you could see any blood on the shoes?
Yes, sir.
Did there appear to be blood on the shoes?
Yes, sir.
All right. Officer, if you would, please look at what's been marked as States Exhibit 71A and 71B and tell me whether or not these are the shoes that you recovered in the entryway at 5801 Eagle Drive.
Yes, sir, it is.
Your Honor, at this time, we'll offer States Exhibit 71A and 71B.
No objection.
States Exhibit 71A and B are admitted.
And looking at States Exhibit 71A and 71B, are these the shoes that you thought you saw blood on that morning?
Yes, sir.
Did you do anything at the time to test the blood on the shoes?
No, sir, I did not. Not on the shoes.
You just put them into evidence?
Yes, sir.
All right. Officer Mayne, if you would please look at what has been marked as States Exhibit number 39 and tell me whether or not you can identify that.
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay, what is States Exhibit number 39?
That's a small black cap that was found in the utility room on the floor.
Okay, would it be fair to say that at this point it has holes in the top of it?
Yes, sir.
Were those holes present when you saw it on June 6th?
No, sir.
Okay, was this item also later placed into evidence for analysis by someone else?
Yes, sir.
But this is in fact the cap is that right?
That's correct.
Your Honor, at this time we'll offer States Exhibit number 39.
May I take the witness on voir dire very briefly?
You may.
Hold on, give me 1 second. I have to finish this
No
comment
problem.
real quick.
You're good.
I think we're getting past it also
Okay.
because it's so much admitting into evidence that
Yeah.
it takes up lots of portions of the page.
Yeah. Well, we had a little troublemaker in the chat. Okay. Did you take Exhibit 39 into evidence?
No, sir.
When was it taken into evidence?
Some days later.
But you don't know?
I'm not for sure on the date. No, sir.
How do you know that's the same hat? Did you place any identifying marks on it of your own?
No, sir.
How do you know it's the same hat?
Talking with the investigators and officers.
Of your knowledge, how do you know it's the same hat?
It looks like the hat from the pictures.
Okay. No objection. All
All
right.
right.
No, I don't even know. You guys waiting for me to play the court? I don't know.
No,
I'm
I think we're just
Okay.
confused. I think we're all confused on it. We just play it.
Okay. Go ahead. You guys can do it. I'll take care of it.
All right. States Exhibit 39 is admitted.
Officer Mayne, now I want to take you back to the vacuum cleaner in the kitchen. And before lunch, is it true that you were testifying about where the vacuum cleaner was positioned? Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Let me ask you whether or not you took any photos of the vacuum on the floor prior to the time that you lifted it up off the floor.
Yes, sir.
Did you also take photographs of that area where the vacuum cleaner had been after you lifted it up off the floor?
Yes, sir, I did.
Okay. Officer Mayne, if you'll look at what has been marked as States Exhibit 43A and 43B, does 43A truly and accurately depict the vacuum cleaner as it appeared while it was still on the floor there in the kitchen?
Yes, sir.
And does 43B, does that truly and accurately depict the portion of the kitchen floor where the vacuum cleaner had been after you lifted it up on June 6th, 1996?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, at this time, we'll offer State's Exhibit 43A and 43B.
No objection.
States Exhibit 43A and B are admitted.
Your Honor, may the witness please step down for a moment?
You may.
Officer Mayne, let me now ask you to, again, stand to the side here so all of the jurors can see State's Exhibit 43A. What do we see in that photograph, sir?
We see the vacuum cleaner laying on the linoleum floor and blood around. You see a small piece of glass right here.
Okay. What is this object that I'm pointing to on the right side?
Trash can
Okay, this rectangular shaped object here in the left-hand portion.
is the carpet.
Okay, and the sink would be located where in relationship to 43A?
It would be right up here.
Okay, and again, 43A is taken on June 6th before you moved the vacuum. Is that correct?
That's correct.
State's Exhibit 43B. What does State's Exhibit number 43B show?
It's the area where the vacuum cleaner was laying. Up here, you can see the trash can. In this area here, you can see the rug area and also the glass.
Okay, just as a reference point, do you see the objects that I'm pointing to in State's Exhibit 43B?
Yes, sir.
What is that object?
It's a piece of broken glass.
Okay, and I'm pointing to an object here in State's Exhibit 43A, and I'll ask you whether or not that's the same object as shown in State's Exhibit 43B.
Yes, sir.
Now, the two objects that we have drawn the lines to here, can you tell me what they appeared to be when you lifted the vacuum cleaner off the floor?
Blood footprints.
Did you find anything else underneath the vacuum cleaner besides the bloody footprints? Any other glass?
Yes, sir.
Can you point for the members of the jury where you may have found some other glass?
Right up here and up here.
Okay. Were these two bloody footprints shown in State's Exhibit 43B? Were they visible to you before you moved the vacuum cleaner?
No, sir.
And again, just so we can get a direction here, looking at State's Exhibit 43B, where would the sink be in relationship to the bloody footprint?
Right in here.
Would the footprints then be leading away from the sink or toward the sink?
Away from the sink.
Thank you. Officer Mayne, when you picked the vacuum up, where did you place it?
I placed it beside the wine rack and the closet area.
And at any time on June the 6th, 1996, did you ever move the vacuum cleaner back over to where it had been near the sink?
No, sir.
Okay, just one other question here. As we look at State's Exhibit 43B, do you see the object on the left-hand side of the photograph?
Yes, sir.
Let me ask you whether or not that was this particular area that I'm pointing to. Was that visible to you before you moved the vacuum cleaner?
Yes, sir.
Officer Mayne, let me ask you whether or not you ever collected any evidence out of the garbage itself.
No, sir.
Did you ever take possession of a window screen from the garage area?
Yes, sir. I did take the screen off the window.
Okay. And if you would briefly tell us, what was the condition of the screen at the time that you retrieved it from the window?
It was cut in a T-shaped pattern.
Okay. And how did you remove the screen?
The screen was removed by another officer and handed to me.
Was that done on June the 6th?
That's correct.
All right. Sir, if you would please look at the object that has been marked as State's Exhibit number 42A. Do you recognize that?
Yes, sir.
Is this in fact the screen, the window screen that you retrieved from the window on June 6th, 1996?
Yes, sir.
Is it still in the same condition as when you first retrieved it on June the 6th?
It appears so, yes.
Okay. Your Honor, at this time, we'll offer State's Exhibit number 42A.
No objection. State's Exhibit 42A is admitted.
Okay. The cuts that we see in this screen today, were they present on June the 6th, 1996?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you had indicated a T cut. By that, what do you mean?
I mean, it goes straight across and then down the bottom.
Okay. When you retrieved this screen, do you remember how the screen was folded? Was it folded inward toward the garage, or was it folded outward toward the patio? Do you recall?
Inward toward the garage.
Okay. The frame on the bottom portion, does it appear today to have been bent in some fashion?
Yes, sir.
Was it in that same condition when you picked it up on June the 6th?
Yes, sir.
Let me ask you also, Officer Mayne, did you ever retrieve any evidence from upstairs in the residence?
Yes, sir, I did.
Okay. And specifically, did you go into the bedroom with the bunk beds?
Yes, sir.
All right. Officer Mayne, let me ask you to look at State's Exhibit 70. Do you recognize that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is this the comforter that you retrieved from the bedroom on June 6th, 1996?
Yes, sir, it is.
Okay. And at the time, did it have any holes or defects in it?
No, sir.
Okay. Did you do anything to analyze this thing for blood or other evidence?
No, sir.
Did you place it into evidence for further analysis by someone else?
Yes, sir, I did.
Your Honor, at this time, we'll offer State's Exhibit 70.
No objection.
State's Exhibit 70 is admitted.
Officer, when you looked at the comforter, State's Exhibit 70, did you try to determine whether or not you could see any blood on that?
It appeared to have some type of blood stain on the comforter.
Okay. Is that why you took it into evidence?
Yes, sir.
Okay. In addition to the items that you have identified here today during your testimony, did you retrieve additional items from the family room there at 5801 Eagle Drive?
Yes, sir.
Officer Mayne, let me show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 150. Do you recognize that photograph, sir?
Yes, sir.
Is that a photograph that you took in the family room on June 6, 1996?
Yes, sir.
Does it show certain items in the photograph that you retrieved?
Yes, sir.
Does it show them in the position that they were when you first retrieved them?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Your Honor. At this time, we'll offer State's Exhibit 150.
No objection. State's Exhibit number 150 is admitted.
Yes, sir. Officer Mayne, as I'm showing this to the jury, can you describe what part of the family room that we're looking at here?
This is the area beside the couch and between the couch and the TV and lamp.
And in the middle portion, are there certain papers?
Yes, sir.
Are you familiar with where the body of Devin Routier was found?
Yes, sir.
How far away from the body of Devin Routier were these papers?
Approximately 2 feet.
Were there a number of papers that you retrieved from that location?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me show you first 4 pieces of paper. These have been marked as State's Exhibit 77C, D, E, and F. Do you recognize these 4 pieces of paper to be papers that were gathered from the location in the family room, sir?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, at this time, we'll offer State's Exhibits 77C, D, E, and F.
Same objection as previously stated. Thank you. State's Exhibits 77D, E, C, and F are admitted.
Let me just ask you, officer, if these appear to be renewal agreements from an insurance company.
Yes, sir.
What insurance company would that be?
Combined Insurance Company
Okay, of America?
of America.
Okay. And does it show an insured on 77C?
Yes, sir.
And who is that?
Darren Routier.
And on 77D, is Darlie Routier the insured?
Yes, sir.
And on 77E, is Devin R. Routier the insured?
Yes, sir.
And on 77F, is Damon C. Routier the insured?
Yes, sir.
Let me show you what's been marked as States Exhibit 76. Do you recognize that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Now, is this a marriage license? Is this one of the pieces of paper that you retrieved from the location of the family room?
Yes, sir, it is.
Does it appear to be a marriage license between Darlie Lynn Peck and Darren Eugene Routier?
Yes, sir.
All right, Your Honor, at this time, we'll offer States Exhibit 76.
Same objection, Your Honor.
All right. Same ruling. States Exhibit 76 is admitted.
Again, this appears to be a marriage license of Darlie Lynn Peck and Darren E. Routier. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
These papers that I'm showing you, officer, were they found in any sort of container, or were exactly were they? Where exactly were they?
They were in green folders, laying on top of a plastic canister tub.
And did you ever determine if there was anything inside that tub?
Yes, sir.
Any other papers inside that tub?
No, sir.
What was inside the tub?
Like sewing equipment.
All right. I'm going to show you what's been marked as States Exhibit 74A and 74B. Do you recognize those to be two of the papers that you retrieved from the location in the family room?
Yes, sir, it is.
Your Honor, at this time, we'll offer States Exhibit 74A and 74B.
All right, 74A and B are admitted.
Officer, do these appear to be Social Security cards? 74A being for Devin Rush Routier.
Yes, sir.
And does 74B appear to be a Social Security card for Damon Christian Routier?
Yes, sir.
Let me show you what's been marked States Exhibit 75. Do you recognize this also to be one of the papers that you retrieved from the location, from that location of the family room?
Yes, sir.
We'll offer States Exhibit 75.
I believe they have already been reviewed. What is States Exhibit 75?
75 is the birth certificate of Darlie Lynn Peck.
Okay, well, States Exhibit 75 is admitted.
Again, officer, does this appear to be a certificate of birth from the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania for an individual named Darlie Lynn Peck? Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, officer, if you will please look at States Exhibits 73A and 73B. Are those two of the papers that you retrieved from the location in the family room on June 6th?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, at this time, we'll offer States Exhibit 73A and 73B.
All right, Exhibit 73A and B are admitted.
Just looking here, does 73A appear to be a birth certificate for a Devin Rush Routier? And does 73B appear to be a birth certificate for Damon Christian Routier?
Yes, sir.
Okay, officer. Looking at States Exhibit 72A and B, are these also two pieces of paper you retrieved from the family room that morning?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, at this time, we'll offer States Exhibit number 72A and 72B.
States Exhibit 72A and B are admitted.
Officer, again, does 72A appear to be a certified copy of the birth certificate for a Devin Rush Routier?
Yes, sir.
Does 72B appear to be a certified copy of the birth certificate for Damon Christian Routier?
Yes, sir.
Officer, let me show you what's been marked as States Exhibit 74C and D. Do you recognize those also to be papers that you retrieved from the family room?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, at this time, we'll offer States Exhibit 74C and D.
74C and D are admitted.
All right, officer. Looking at States Exhibit 74C, does it appear to be the immunization records for Devin Routier?
Yes, sir.
States Exhibit 74D, does this appear to be the immunization records for Damon Routier.
Yes, sir.
Okay, officer, let me show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit number 82A. Do you recognize that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Is this also one of the pieces of paper that you retrieved from the den that morning?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, at this time, we'll offer State's Exhibit 82A.
State's Exhibit 82A is admitted.
Officer, did you ever look at the hands here to compare the size of them to the handprint that you found on the carpet?
Visually, yes.
What was the result of that?
It appears they're approximately the same size.
Okay, officer, let me show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 77G, a folder with several pieces of paper inside. Were these papers also found by you in the family room on June 6th?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, at this time, we'll offer State's Exhibit 77G.
State's Exhibit 77G is admitted.
Does this appear to be a brochure from A.L. Williams Company concerning insurance?
Yes, sir.
Officer, looking at State's Exhibit number 77A and 77B, were these papers found by you in the family room on June 6th?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, at this time, we'll offer State's Exhibit 77A and 77B.
State's Exhibit 77A and B are admitted.
Officer, if you would, please look at the notebook that I have marked as State's Exhibit 78. Do you recognize that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Did you find that notebook in the family room on June the 6th?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, at this time, we'll offer State's Exhibit 78.
State's Exhibit 78 is admitted.
Officer, if you would, please look at the piece of paper that I'm holding, State's Exhibit 80. I'll ask you whether or not you found this piece of paper in the family room on the date also on June 6th.
Yes, sir.
As well as, did you find the State's Exhibit 79A, 79B, and the notepad identified as State's Exhibit 79C? Did you find all four of these documents in the family room on June 6th, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Your Honor, at this time, we'll offer State's Exhibit 79A, 79B, 79C, and State's Exhibit number 80.
All right, State's Exhibit 79A, B, and C are admitted, and State's Exhibit 80 is admitted.
All right, Officer Mayne, if you could step down briefly and just point on the diagram of the family room exactly where you found the documents that we've just offered into evidence, sir.
Before, let me make this statement to the jury. Oh. What? Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, State's Exhibit 77 D, E, C, and F, and State's Exhibit 76 and 74 A and B, 75, 73A and B, 72A and B, 74C and D, 82A, 77G, 77A and B, 78, 90, and 79A, B, and C were admitted because they were found at the scene and for no other reason. And if necessary, a limiting instruction will be given to you in the charge of the court that if that is appropriate at the time that I give my charge of the court.
Officer, if you could hold that end. If possible, just point out for us where you found these documents.
Right here.
Okay, and I'm pointing here at State's Exhibit 11B, and I'm pointing at the location in that room where you found them.
That's correct.
Okay, if you'll step around so all the jurors can see.
Okay.
You found all the papers in one location.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Your Honor, I would like permission to publish certain documents to the jury. And what we have done is we've made copies of the documents that I'll be publishing, a copy for each juror, as well as for counsel and the court.
You may do so.
The first document that we'll be looking at is State's Exhibit 77B, and that should be the first document in your folder there. And I draw your attention to the first page, which shows that the document is an insurance policy issued by Massachusetts General Life Insurance Company of Boston, Massachusetts. And if you will look at that second page, you will see that the insured is Darlie Routier. You will also see under the monthly cost of the insurance schedule that the flexible premium adjusted for life insurance for the insured is $100,000. You'll also notice on the second line, CR-86, children's insurance. Initial specified amount is $5,000 with the premium due on that. Now, if you will look at the second document in the notebook, you'll see that States Exhibit 78, and you'll see the first page is actually the outside cover of the notebook that I'm holding here. And if you'll turn the next page, you'll see the page that's actually shown about 4 or 5 pages deep into the notebook here that I'm holding. And you'll see here that A.L. Williams Darren, 350,000, and Darlie 50, combined insurance company, their address, telephone number, Massachusetts General Life, agent John B. Tanner, his telephone, Darren, 350,000, Darlie, 100,000. Also says if death occurs by plane, American Express will also pay for us. And if you'll turn to the next page, you'll see there's a notation. Guardianships, Cyrilda and Lenny Routier, joint custody, Darlie Key, parentheses, Mock, executor of will, Darlie Key House, to be sold by Mary K. Mulby, 475-5608, and any profit to be put in trust fund for Devin, Damon, and Drake until age 21. All items in safety deposit box will remain in place until Devin, Damon, and Drake reach age 21. Darlie Key will have access to this box until the boys reach 21. And if you'll turn the page, you'll see it's entitled Funeral Arrangements. Funeral to be paid for from the insurance money arrangements to be made by Darlie Key and Cyrilda Routier. And if you'll turn the page one more time, you'll see the last page in that exhibit. Money from insurance. Money remaining after funeral arrangement is to be divided into 3 trust funds for Devin, Damon, and Drake. And those are pages out of States Exhibit 78, the notebook. And if you look at the next exhibit, that will be States Exhibit 79A, a cover sheet. And if you'll flip over, you'll see a page that's entitled Houses to be Sold By. And what you're looking at there is actually the loose yellow notepad here with the Brewer Printing Company and water tower on it that says Houses to be Sold by Mary K. Mulby, 475-5608, and then money to be put in trust for Devin and Damon until age 21. 79B, what you're looking at there is actually the loose green notepad page. Again, Brewer Printing Company and the water tower. The front page will be guardianship, Cyrilda and Lenny Routier. Joint custody, Darlie Key Mock. Executor of will, Darlie Key. Insurance money after funeral is paid in trust for Devin and Damon until age 25. Prenup for marriage, money in trust. Trust is $25,000 each when they start college. If they don't, and if you'll flip to the next page, what you'll see is what's on the back of the green pad. If they don't go to college, the money stays in trust until age 25. All items in safety deposit box are to be kept in box until Devin and Damon reach age 21. Darlie Key will have access to that box. An allowance will be taken out of Trust 1 once per year in the amount of $10,000 to be used for Devin and Damon's living expenses while in custody of Lenny and Cyrilda until Devin and Damon reach age 18. No exceptions. And if you go to the next page, this page is going to begin with mink coat. Does everybody see the page mink coat? Mink coat, diamond heart necklace, leather furniture, formal dining table and chairs, leather furniture, Darlie Key. All autographed pictures and remaining jewelry and guns go into the safety deposit box for Devin and Damon until age 25. Also, any remaining items in the house to be sold by Darlie Key and put in trust for D&D until age 21. 1986 XJ6 Jackwire, Dion Routier, and stereo with big screen TV, Armani statue, 2 diamond and gold watches, Arenda Routier. 1987 30-foot boat, Lenny and Cyrilda Routier. Also, green marble 3-piece clock set and large base in entrance. 3-piece bedroom suit, Barbara Jovel. If you'll turn it over, you'll see what is a pink page still on the pad. Kitchen table and chairs, entrance table and green leather TV chairs, and 2-carat diamond rings, Tammy Jabal. Oh, Jobel. All clothes and amethyst ring, Dana Stahl. All perfume bottles and emerald ring, Danielle Stahl. Everything in shop is to be sold by Darlie Key. 10,000 each is to be given to Barbara and Tammy Jobel. 10,000 is to be given to Darlie Key. 10,000 is to be given to Lenny and Cyrilda Routier. Remaining money is to be divided among Dana Stahl. And if you'll turn, you'll see the beige colored tab page here. Danielle Stahl, Arenda Routier, Dion Routier, all of the boys' items from house to be taken with them to Lenny and Cyrilda Routier, including all pictures and any personal items that Devin and Damon want to have with them. The dog and 2 cats are to go with Dion, with Devin and Damon Routier, and are to be taken care of at the residence of Lenny and Cyrilda Routier. And that's the last page on the notepad that's actually written on. All right. And if you look at the next page in the packet, there you will see States Exhibit 80. The first of the back part where it's been marked here, States Exhibit number 80, if you'll go to the last page there, the copies aren't real good, but you'll see the writing. Money from this policy is to be put in trust for Devin and Damon Routier until age 21. It appears Darlie Routier's signature and that of Darren Routier beneath that. Okay, and again, officers, the papers that we just read were they also included in the bags that were out there in the open on top of the blue or green box?
Yes, sir.
Let me ask you, on the June 6th, 1996, did you collect any more evidence out there than what we have just seen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, any other papers, for instance?
No, sir.
Okay, what other evidence did you retrieve out there on June 6th?
Some marijuana.
Excuse me, Your Honor. May we approach the bench?
You may indeed.
Your Honor, we need a hearing outside the presence of the jury.
Will the jury step on to the jury room briefly, please? All right. Why don't you take a 15-minute break now, please? Thank you. Let the record reflect that these proceedings are being held outside the presence of the jury and all parties in the trial are present. You may proceed. Well, why don't we go through with this testimony first, and then Mr. Hagler can make his objection. Go ahead, Mr. Davis.
I have no further questions, Your Honor.
That's it?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Concerning the date, I have some questions about June the 14th.
Okay. You got anything else that might indicate anything? Any extraneous offense or anything?
No, sir. Just for the record, I was not attempting to offer an extraneous offense. I'm very well aware of the court's orders here in that regard, and that the matters are to be taken up outside the presence of the jury. I expected the answer, no, I didn't retrieve anything else, because that's the only evidence. I'm looking at an outline here. That's the last piece of evidence that I've got on my outline here is the papers.
All right. I'll sustain the defense objection. And when the jury comes back, I'll instruct them not to consider that for any reason whatsoever.
Judge, that won't do us any good. This is a flagrant violation. We've been over this 3 or 4 times. It's not like this witness has not been prepared in this. This was a deliberate attempt on the part of the prosecution and the witness. I submit to go into matters that the court ruled inadmissible. You can't cure this, and you shouldn't ask us to try to live with your ruling because it won't do us any good at this point. Your Honor, whoa, it scared me.
Sorry.
You're all right. It's made me jump a little bit. And I would point out that he was asked a question. Did you get anything else? The answer to that is a yes. And we've been through however many items of evidence here that he's talked about. And it just so happens that on this one, he adds, yes, marijuana immediately. This witness should, well, I can't imagine that someone wouldn't know better than to just try to throw something out like that has been covered time and time and time again in rulings by this court. Judge, they've even had a dress rehearsal on this, and the witnesses have testified. If we can take this witness on voir dire, we'll establish how many times he's talked to the prosecution. But now you put us in this position of having to go into this matter and show the jury that it was in fact a very, very small quantity of marijuana. The jury doesn't know whether there were bales out there or whether there were pounds or just what. But now we're put in a position because of this deliberate misconduct of having to clear this matter up before the jury and show them that that they're talking about grams, a few grams instead of ounces or pounds or whatever.
Well, are you moving for a mistrial?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Motion for a mistrial denied. I will so instruct the jury.
You're not going to instruct them about a mistrial, are you?
No, I'm going to tell the jury. I will caution the jury. I'll instruct the jury not to consider the last comment of the witness for any reason whatsoever.
Well, Judge, we're placed into the position of having to go into this.
I understand. You've moved for a mistrial. I've denied your motion for a mistrial. So if there's any error in my ruling, I think it's been adequately preserved.
Well, we have been...
All right. With that in mind, we will, I guess, have another 13-minute break.
Would it be presumptuous of me to ask the court to admonish both the witness and the prosecution?
They're both so admonished.
Well, could you do it a little bit stronger, Judge, do you think?
Well, I don't think Mr. Davis did this intentionally.
Oh, what sanctions do you intend to take against the witness?
I have taken all the sanctions I intend to take right now. Thank you. All right.
Your Honor, just for the purpose of the record, our objection is that this is an extraneous offense and inadmissible under Rule 404B.
We understand that. And the jury is going to be instructed to disregard the comment of the witness. And you're instructed not to do it again. Anything like that again. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right.
And could he be admonished that that's even true on cross-examination when I cross-examine him?
Yes, by all means. Keep quiet about that. All right. I guess we're on break now until 20 minutes to 3. All right. Let the record reflect that these proceedings are being held outside the presence of the jury and all parties in the trial are present. Mr. Davis, Mr. Shook, and Mrs. Wallace. You're instructed to make sure that all of the witnesses are properly prepared and not to have a repetition of what just occurred. Is that sorry? Should I mute?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I will state to the court that during the break that Miss Wallace went back and talked to the Rowlett officers who are scheduled to testify later in this case. And we have re-emphasized to them again that these matters are not to be gotten into during their testimony.
All right. Thank you. All right. Bring the jury in.
Wait a minute, Your Honor. A couple of things. One, Judge, if it please the court, what happens if they do?
Well, we'll come to that. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Let's bring the jury in, please.
And what could the court please tell us what instruction you intend to give the court, the jury?
I intend to give the jury the following instruction: not to consider the last comment of the witness concerning marijuana to be found at the scene for any purpose whatsoever. Please disregard it. All right, let's bring the jury in.
Wait a minute. Could we have a second to think about it? We may not want any instruction. I just may not want it re-emphasized.
Well, I intend to do that, so I'm going to do it.
Over our objection?
Thank you.
All right.
All right.
Wait, excuse me. Are y'all objecting to this limiting instruction?
No, he's already ruled, and we aren't going to argue with him.
I'm going to give them a limiting instruction, so let's bring them in.
And it's noted that we object to that limited instruction that you just...
All right. Thank you. All right. Let's get back to 10 on the record. Let's get back to the record. Sorry. All right. Let the record reflect that all parties in the trial are present and the jury is seated. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you're instructed to disregard the last answer by the witness. Mr. Davis?
Yes, sir.
All right.
I'll pass the witness for cross-examination.
Mr. Mosty?
Mr. Mayne, have you prepared any reports?
Yes, sir.
How many?
Approximately 2.
Approximately 2?
2?
Is it 2 or is it approximately 2?
It's 2.
Sure.
Yes, sir.
Okay, did you take any notes?
Yes, sir.
Did you keep them?
Yes, sir.
Where are they?
They're at my office.
Of course they are. Your office in Well,
Serious.
Oh, your office in Rowlett.
Yes, sir.
When is the last time you looked at them?
The notes.
Yes, sir.
It would be when I was there.
Okay.
Before the trial.
Before the trial?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How many pages of notes?
1.
1 page of notes. How long are these approximately 2 reports?
2 pages.
Each?
No, sir.
1 page each.
2 pages on one and a paragraph on another.
When are they dated?
The June 6th and June 14th
When is the last time you looked at those?
during the trial.
Okay. Why didn't you bring your notes?
Because I've studied them and I've looked over my reports.
Well, do you think maybe that there might be something in the notes that I saw that was interesting that you chose not to see?
No, sir.
Didn't think so?
Nope, sir.
Okay. Your Honor, may we have Officer Mayne's reports, please?
Yes, sir. I'm sorry. I was under the impression that the reports had been given. I have located one of them now.
Well, give them to the defense. They will have time to review them.
Yes, sir. I have found the 2-page narrative, and I'll tender that at this time to Mr. Mosty, and I will continue to look for the additional page that was reduced by Officer Mayne.
Do you need some time?
This is the crime scene report dated June 6th.
Thank you.
All right. Take your time, gentlemen.
Do you want to move on and we'll take another?
Well, whatever you prefer to do.
Well, it's a little hard for me to say not knowing what's in this report.
All right. Well, we can bring, do you want to, we can just bring another witness in. Do you want to go on to another witness and you can recall this gentleman?
No, I'd rather go along. They will find it before I let him go.
I'm probably more than halfway through, and I'm going to look through every page here as quickly as I can, but I've got another witness available.
Well, I would rather hop in.
All right.
All right.
Mr. Mayne, did you just tell me that you have seen it since the trial?
Yes, sir.
Is that the second report or the first report that is missing?
Excuse me.
Is that the second report or the first report?
I think Mr. Davis has found the balance.
Let me just, if I could, take the witness on voir dire for just a moment.
Yes, sir.
Officer Mayne, do you see this crime scene report dated June 14th?
Yes, sir.
Is that the other report that you're talking about?
Yes, sir.
I'm tendering that report to Mr. Mosty.
Okay, Mr. Mayne, I have looked at a 2-page report dated 6/6/96. That's the date that's shown up on the left. I guess, and that's a 2-page report,
Yes, sir.
and one dated 6/14/96, and that's a 1-page report. Let me tender these to you and ask you, is that the sum total of your report?
Yes, sir.
Who typed those up?
I did.
And the notes are about a page, did you tell me?
Yes, sir.
And they're still up in Rowlett.
Yes, sir.
Other than the notes in these 3 pages of reports, have you created any other document, handwritten, typewritten, in any manner?
Evidence tags.
Evidence tags?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And is that just for the evidence that you seized or for other evidence?
What I seized.
So you filled out your tag for evidence.
Yes, sir.
Now, I guess I take it it's not your habit to sign your reports.
That's correct.
How is this done? On a computer?
Yes, sir.
If I went up to Rowlett, when is the last time you looked at it on the computer?
On the computer.
Yes, sir.
It was probably sometime in December.
Okay. When was this hard copy produced?
I'm not for sure when that hard copy was produced.
Is that computer stuff? Is it all kept under this file, for instance? Is every report on this case in one computer file?
Yes, sir, under my file.
Well, what about others of the ward and some of those others?
They have it under their files.
Okay. Can you get access to those?
No, sir.
If you went in and wanted to make some corrections in this narrative, you would just call it up on the screen
I could.
and you could change it.
Yes, sir.
And there would be since it's not dated and signed, this hard copy, there would be no way for anybody to know whether a report had been changed, would there? Except the person who changed it.
If I changed it, yes, sir.
Well, or if somebody else changed their own report. So as long as these aren't dated and signed, there's no way for someone to independently verify that this computer report has not been changed, is there?
Not to my knowledge.
Is this the way you've been writing reports for your full 10 years there at Rowlett?
Yes, sir.
Is that the way everybody does it?
I'm not for sure how other people do it.
There's no requirement that you read and sign your reports?
No, sir. I just have it printed.
Okay, where does it go from there?
It goes into my file, and then a report is generated for records.
Do you make a habit of, after you have typed up one of these narrative reports, of sitting down and then handwriting out that report?
No, sir.
Is there any reason to do that?
No, sir.
Okay, you've been an officer there 10 years now, is that right?
That's correct.
Did I understand that obviously you've gone to the basic school, but you have gone to some schools for specifically relating to evidence in collection and preservation?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what are those schools?
It's just different crime scene schools. It's intermediate crime scene school. I think advanced crime scene school.
Like put on by the Department of Public Safety?
Different agencies.
And how long have you been trained in evidence selection and retention?
Approximately 8 years.
Okay, but even your basic training covers that, doesn't it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and how long were you in charge of this crime scene?
No, sir.
Who was in charge of it?
As far as I know, Sergeant Neighbors, which is my sergeant.
Is he your immediate supervisor?
In crime scene, yes, sir.
Okay. Is he the highest ranked crime scene officer in Rowlett PD?
Yes, sir.
And then he works directly under the detectives, I take it.
Well,
Or alongside is maybe a better way of saying it.
yes, sir.
And you've been trained in blood sampling?
Yes, sir.
You sounded like you had some training in blood splatter?
Yes, sir.
You've been trained in photography of crime scenes?
Yes, sir.
And did you tell me that you had taken blood samples in some 50 cases
Yes, sir.
over your 10 years at Rowlett?
Yes, sir.
About 5 a year on average.
Yes, sir.
How many of those were homicides?
Death investigations, probably 45.
By death, you're saying suicide or homicide or unknown?
Yes, sir.
How many of them involve multiple bleeding parties?
3.
How many of them involve multiple bleeding parties who had been moving around the crime scene?
2.
How many of them involve multiple bleeding parties who had been moving around a crime scene and the paramedics had come in and intervened on some of the persons?
2.
One being this one
That's correct.
and the other one.
Yes, sir.
And how long ago was the other one?
Approximately 5 years ago.
Okay, so in your 2 years, you've had 2 occasions that are at least, you've had 2 experiences of multiple bleeding parties in a crime scene where there's movement and paramedics and all kinds of those things.
Yes, sir.
All right, now were you called out there? Well, what were you called out to do initially? And I know you got sidetracked, didn't you?
I was called out to help with the crime scene.
Okay, and nothing more specific than that at the time?
At that time, no, sir.
Did you go pick up your camera?
Yes, sir.
And what other supplies?
Paper sacks, trace evidence kit, that area.
All of these Albertson sack that we've got here,
Yes, sir.
they might not all be Albertsons, but they look like they're all Albertsons. You went by and picked those up?
For anyone not in this country, Albertsons is a supermarket that's just like a grocery store chain.
I wouldn't know that. We don't have any Albertsons in my.
Oh,
The
okay.
sister store to Kroger, actually.
Oh,
What's
okay. I know
Kroger here
Kroger.
is Albertsons on the West Coast.
I thought Ralph's was a sister store to Kroger. Okay, so
Albertsons.
so Kroger probably owns all of them. So
Well, I
basically,
don't
it's a
remember
chain.
Albertsons
Yeah, 'cause
in
they own-
Colorado. It must be more.
They
or less.
own Albertsons, Pay for Less, Kroger, and I guess Ralph's.
Yeah, interesting. Okay.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Okay, but then on the way, something happened. What happened?
We were dispatched to fire station number 2 to pick up some clothing
All right.
of one of the victims and the defendant.
Who is we?
Myself and Sergeant David Neighbors.
All right. And who did you meet there?
I met a paramedic, last name Zimmerman.
Did you know him?
Yes, sir.
Were you informed that that's who ought to look for? You ought to look for?
No, sir.
How did you happen to make contact with Zimmerman?
We went to the fire station and he was the one who handed me the sacks with the clothing.
Okay. This was at the fire station?
Yes, sir.
Where was Zimmerman?
Inside the fire station.
Where was the shirt?
It was in a sack inside the fire station.
What kind of sack?
Just a brown paper sack.
He gave you one sack?
He gave me 2.
He gave you 2 sacks.
Yes, sir.
Did you look at them?
Yes, sir.
What did you do with them?
I basically took over the evidence and secured it.
Okay, well, you're going to have to explain to me what that means.
Well, I mean, I didn't do anything to the evidence within the sacks. I put it in the car, basically.
You opened it up. You opened the sack up.
Mm-hmm.
Did you look inside?
Yes, sir.
What did you see?
I saw the blue jeans.
Okay, you saw blue jeans?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
And the underwear of the child.
okay,
And a t-shirt in the other one.
okay. So one sack has the blue jeans and the underwear in it. How do you know there wasn't anything else?
I'm sorry.
How did you know there wasn't anything else in there?
I just viewed the top of the sack inside the sack.
You didn't reach in
No, sir.
and pick up and verify what was in there?
I could see plainly inside the sack that it was a pair of pants and underwear.
Were they folded?
No, sir.
Crumpled?
Well, just laid inside.
Okay, were they laying together?
The underwear was on top of the pants.
Okay, they were touching each other.
Yes, sir.
Did you happen to observe blood on it?
Yes, sir.
Was it wet blood?
I'm sorry.
Was it wet blood?
I'm not for sure if it was wet. It could have been wet.
You don't recall?
I don't recall.
Okay, I'm not sure what that sack was, but those were in such a position. I think it's. Did you mark this sack?
Yes, sir.
Show me where your mark is on there.
Okay. Damon.
That's your mark?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hang on, excuse me. Okay, I've got the tape marked here when I taped it.
Okay. That says DRM?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And when did you tape it up?
Hold on a second. Like, he doesn't know that he puts his initials and doesn't write Damon. Like, what's your protocol? You don't know what that is? And then, oh, wait a minute, I just found my initials. Okay. He's weird. I had multiple tape-ins on it.
Well, I can tell you, you didn't tape it until the 12th, did you? Or is that 9/12?
Yes, there were several. Like I said, there were several tape-ins. But at the scene, I did not tape it. No.
Okay. Did you mark it when you received it at the scene?
No, sir.
Well, that's contrary to proper policy, isn't it?
No, sir.
It isn't good police work to note on their DRM 6696. It's not good police work.
Yes, sir.
That would be good police work?
Yes, sir.
And it's not good police work not to note that, is it?
No, sir.
Okay. And these two bloody items were crumpled together in this sack, touching each other, weren't they?
Yes, sir.
And that's not good police work, is it?
No, sir.
To have two items in a bag like this?
That's correct.
Okay. Why do you mark things like that with your date and your initials? What's the purpose of that?
For noting the bag and on the evidence that you collected it. And there was an evidence tag that I did attach to it that had my marks on it.
Okay, but the reason for doing the sacks is to say, I got this, and to verify what it is, and when it was received, and how it was received, and who it was received from. That's the reason you put your initials on there on the 6, isn't it? Or should have.
Well, yes, sir. It went on the evidence tag.
Okay, but you've already admitted you didn't. You should have put it in on the bag, shouldn't you?
I could have.
Well, you should have, shouldn't you?
Well, not then.
Okay.
I mean, I did not.
Well, okay. And that's the reason that you only put one thing in a bag.
Well, I didn't put it in the bag
Okay. You told me that the proper procedure.
to separate the clothing.
Okay. And that's so that one doesn't get blood on the other.
Yes, sir.
Now, did you look in the shirt bag?
Yes, sir.
Where is the shirt bag?
I'm not for sure.
Okay. You don't have it?
No, sir.
Have you seen it?
The shirt bag?
Yeah.
Yes.
When?
When I placed it into evidence.
Okay. Did you mark your initials on it that night?
Yes, sir. I think I did on that one.
You think you did?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, I would like to see that bag.
Is it?
I assume it was in the...
Well, whatever is there. Where would it be? Mr. Davis, would you know?
I believe it's in evidence along with the T-shirt.
Okay. See what you have there. Take your time and look for it.
Are you talking about the defendant's T-shirt?
Yeah, the bag it was in.
That's 25.
Let me show you this bag, which I think I've been told is Exhibit 25, States Exhibit 25. And the contents, tell me, look at the outside of the bag and tell me, did you not identify it on the 6?
Yes, sir.
Okay, the bag?
The bag, the T-shirt, that looks like the bag that I put it in.
Well?
That it was in.
Okay, where are your initials on this bag?
I must have been mistaken. It was on the evidence tag.
Okay, so now you're telling me that you did not identify this bag on the 6th.
Well, it appears to be the same bag.
It appears to be the same bag?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
In appearance.
And again, why would it be important whether or not it's the same bag? Is that important? And please, let me just make it a general term. Why would a bag that something comes in be important?
To identify it.
Okay, well, were these other papers in here when you got it?
No, sir. Just a shirt.
Just a shirt. And what was the condition of the shirt when you got it?
It was just in the bag.
Just in the bag.
Yes, sir.
Folded?
No, sir.
Did Zimmerman tell you that he had cut that shirt off Miss Routier?
No, sir.
Do you know where it came from?
He told me that it was Darlie's t-shirt.
Okay, but you don't know when Zimmerman got it.
No, sir. It was that morning.
You don't know where he got it.
Off the defendant.
Well, but you don't know that. But you don't know that, do you?
Well, he told me.
But of your personal knowledge, you don't know, do you?
No, sir.
Okay. And you don't know what happened to it between the time Zimmerman picked it up and when he handed it to you, do you?
No, sir.
How long a period of time was that?
I'm not for sure when he retrieved it, but I got the bag as soon as I walked into the fire station.
And that was at what time?
That was approximately 4:05 a.m.
Okay. And was it just wadded up and thrown in this bag?
I mean, it was just in the bag. It wasn't folded.
It was not folded.
No, sir.
Okay. And did you inspect it?
Visually in the sack, yes.
Okay. And you could tell it was bloody?
Yes, sir.
And I don't guess you could tell much about the blood
No, sir.
as you were sitting there?
No, sir.
Now, what was the condition of the sack?
It was just folded at the top when I got it.
Okay, let me show you what's inside the sack. And I don't guess have you ever seen what's inside that sack?
Right now, yes, sir.
Is that the first time you've ever seen it?
Well, I mean, the shirt was in the sack when I retrieved it. No, I don't know what's in the bottom.
There appears to be other bloody stains in this sack, doesn't it?
Yes, sir.
And I guess those blood stains would have been in contact with the shirt.
Yes, sir.
Was the shirt moist when you saw it?
I don't recall.
You don't recall if the blood was wet or dry?
It could have been wet.
You remember if there was blood dripping in the bag when you saw it?
No, sir. There was no blood dripping in the bag or on the bottom of the bag.
There wasn't anything dripping out of the bottom?
No, sir.
Okay, but there was blood on the bottom of the bag, as you have seen now.
Yes, sir.
Was blood on, well, you told me you didn't see any blood on the bag, so you don't know whether it was wet or dry.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Where's Libra? Did we lose Libra?
Oh.
There.
Oh, there she
Sorry,
is.
I'm reading off of, I didn't even notice because I'm reading off my own computer. She's back. Or
Okay.
wait. Oh yeah, there she is.
I'm
Okay.
here.
Okay.
Where?
Sorry, I think we might be on 17.
Okay, so you got those two pieces of evidence from Zimmerman, and you didn't identify them and what you did with them?
I put them in my vehicle.
You didn't place any marks or staple anything to either of the piece of clothing so that you could identify it, did you?
I placed the evidence tags, stapled it to the bag.
To the bag?
Yes, sir.
But that's later on, right?
That's when I got to the residence of the house.
Oh, you started the evidence tags that night?
Sir?
You started an evidence tag that night?
That morning.
Okay, then you got to the residence, am I right?
Yes, sir.
And where did you place the bags when you were on the way to the scene?
In the back of the car.
In the back seat?
Yes, sir.
Trunk? Back seat?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and when you got to the residence, what did you do?
I met with Sergeant Neighbors and Sergeant Wallen.
Okay, and they were in the yard?
Yes, sir, or beside the house.
Okay, let's see now. Neighbors rode with you?
That's correct.
So the two of y'all visited with Sergeant Walling there at the scene a little bit?
Yes, sir.
Did he brief you on, in general,
Yes, sir.
what he had seen?
Yes, sir.
Where did you park your car?
In front of the residence.
Directly?
It was over toward the northeast.
Did you lock it?
Yes, sir.
That was a marked car?
Yes, sir. It doesn't have any lights on it, but it's marked.
Is it black and white or?
It's white with blue lettering.
But no overhead lights.
That's correct.
Now then, what was the first thing you did after visiting the neighbors and Walling?
I was advised that a white tube sock was located in the alleyway, approximately 2 houses down from the Routier house.
Okay, so that was virtually immediately.
Approximately 5 minutes later, 10 minutes later.
Walling didn't brief you on that part?
No, sir.
You all learned that, I guess, after the briefing?
Yes, sir.
And you had your camera with you?
Not then, sir.
Did not have your camera with you?
That's correct.
After you were advised that there was a sock, what did you do?
I retrieved my camera and went down to the location where the sock was.
From your car?
Yes, sir.
Sorry, I was reading the chat for a minute. What kind of camera is that?
It's a Minolta 35 millimeter.
And I guess you had a supply of film with you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and where did you go?
I walked down the alleyway to the vehicle. I'm sorry. I walked down the alleyway into where the white tube sock was.
Accompanied by whom?
Officer Bedingfield.
Had Bedingfield been the one who advised you of the tube sock?
Yes, sir.
Did anyone else go down there?
Sergeant Ward and Officer Ferry was down there.
They were already down there.
I believe so, yes.
Were they standing guard over the sock?
Yes, sir.
And you took the photographs. And I think we've identified those.
Yes, sir.
How many photographs did you take?
Approximately 7.
Approximately 7?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Are those the first photographs that you took?
Yes, sir.
Then what did you do?
I collected the sock.
You picked it up?
Yes, sir.
How did you do that?
With rubber gloves. I picked up the sock and placed it in a paper sack.
Okay. And where is that sock? Where is that bag? Have you seen it? Well, wait a minute. This might be easier. Mr. Mayne, I'm not too sure about which is which, but let me hand you a sack and you tell me, is that the bag that you put the sock in?
No, sir.
How do you know?
Because this is a sack where the knife was in.
All right. Does it say knife on it or something? I got the sock, but I haven't got the bag. All right. Here we go. Let me hand you a bag now. It got sock from Alley written on it.
Okay.
Does that have your initials on it?
No, sir. Not on the 6th.
Okay. And it wasn't taped up on the 6th, was it?
It was stapled and with evidence tag attached to it.
But again, you went to the trouble to put on gloves. That is to make sure the evidence is secure, isn't it?
Well, that I don't contaminate the sock.
And that's part of the reason that you put your initials on there, isn't it? To show that the evidence is secure and that it hasn't been tampered with.
With an evidence tag, yes.
Well, but you should have put that on the sock, on the bag, shouldn't you?
Well, the tag was attached to the bag.
When?
On the 6th.
Well, at that time?
Well, it was when I got back to the car.
You went right back to the car and did the tag.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so would this be the third tag you did?
Yes, sir.
First one is which one?
Excuse me.
First one is which one?
It would be Damon.
Okay, that would be the shirt or the jeans.
Yes, sir, the jeans.
Okay, and the second tag?
Is the defendant's t-shirt?
A t-shirt. And the third tag is a sock?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Had you already done Damon and the shirt tags? Had you already done those before you went down to the alley?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you did those right as soon as you got there.
Yes, sir.
Before or after you visited with Walling and neighbors?
Before.
Okay. So you picked those up, you picked the sock up, and you go right back down and you enter that in your evidence log. Do you call it in an evidence log? What do you call it?
I placed the sock in the car along with the other 2 sacks.
Okay, and you made an evidence tag. Did you call it?
Yes, sir.
And that would be number 3?
I mean, that's the 3rd tag
All right.
that I filled out.
How did you fill out these tags? Did you put numbers on them?
I put the service number.
What does that mean?
The service number that we identify the case with at our police department.
Okay, so that's 96 something or other.
18563, I believe.
Okay, you put the service number on it. What else did you put on it?
I put Routier, meaning the name at the top, and then I put the address, my name, and the date, and then the listing of what the evidence is.
All right. You made that collection. Then what did you do?
I started photographing the exterior of the house.
Before you went in?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How many pictures did you take of the exterior?
I'm not for sure, sir.
All right. So you visited with Walling. You went down, got the sock. You photographed the house. What's the next thing you did at the residence?
We waited for James Cron to come to the location.
All right. How long a wait was that?
That was approximately 6:00 a.m. when he arrived.
Okay. Let me go back just for a second to these evidence tags. So I'll be clear on that. Is this a book you've got?
No, sir.
What is it?
It's just an individual evidence tag.
Okay. And you fill it out, and what do you do with it?
I attach it to the sock.
Staple it?
Sack. Sorry, sack. Yes, sir.
Oh, yes. Well, when were those removed?
And they stay on them with the evidence.
Well, we know that's not true, don't we? Don't we?
Well, yes, sir. It's not with it now.
Pardon?
It's not with it now.
Okay, so these tags that have been stapled to the evidence are now gone.
Yes, sir, they are.
Who did that?
I'm not for sure.
And that's not proper police work, is it?
I mean, we still have the evidence, but not the tag.
Well, maybe we do still have the evidence. Maybe it's the same, and maybe it isn't. Isn't that right?
It is the same evidence.
Well, same evidence. Okay. Well, then why is it you go to all of this trouble to staple these tags to these bags?
So there'll be a record of that piece of evidence.
So it's secure.
Yes, sir.
So it's not tampered with.
That's correct.
So it stays in the same condition as before.
Yes, sir.
So that someone can identify it and say, this is how it was when I saw it. And the next one can say, this is how it was when I saw it.
Yes, sir.
Those are all the things you do.
Yes, sir.
But we didn't in this case, did we?
I personally did, yes.
You did your part.
Yes, sir.
You stapled it on there, but somebody has torn those tickets off of these 3 items that we've talked about so far.
Yes, sir.
You know who did that?
No, sir.
Okay, so you photograph the scene, Cron arrives, and who goes in?
Myself and Sergeant Wallen and a neighbor, Karen Neal, entered into the house.
Okay, and you describe that as a couple of minutes?
Yes, sir.
And then who goes in the second time?
When Karen Neal exits, James Cron and Sergeant Neighbors entered into the house.
Was that right away? I mean, as soon as she walked out?
Yes, sir.
Or now, who went back in?
Sergeant Neighbors and James Cron.
And yourself?
And myself and Sergeant Wallen was inside the house.
Walling was already inside the house?
Yes.
Where was he?
He was down in the entryway.
He was in the entryway.
Mm-hmm.
Within your sight?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You exited the residence, though.
No, sir.
You never exited it after Karen Neal left?
That's correct.
At that point, then, Cron, Neighbors, Walling, and Mayne entered the house.
We were in the house. Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, that was the 4 people who did the walkthrough.
That's correct.
And I don't mean to pick with you, but you and Walling
remained in the house and the other 2 came in.
Y'all stayed in that little entry hall and then y'all walked through.
Yes, sir.
How did you walk through?
He walked through the hallway.
Straight ahead?
Yes, sir.
Then what did you do?
We looked into the family room.
Okay. Did you just glance that way or did you walk in the room?
We walked in that room.
What path did you walk?
We walked. As soon as you come out of the hallway, we walked inside. Take a left inside where the body was and walk back out. That's the path that we took.
Okay. You walked in over the area where the body had been removed.
We walked around the body. Yes, sir.
You mean you walked around the blood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. 4 of y'all went in there single file?
Yes, sir. Single file.
Okay. Who was in front?
My recall, it was Sergeant Wallen.
Okay. Next.
I don't recall which order it was in.
Okay. Y'all walked in single file, one behind the other.
Yes, sir.
And then what did you do?
We stepped over the blood.
Right?
Okay.
All four of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And we looked at the scene.
Okay. Then what did you do? Did you go back out single file the opposite way?
Yes, sir.
So whoever was last was first out in single file.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then where did you go?
We went into the kitchen area.
And you knew, and everybody there knew to be careful not to step in blood.
That's correct.
You went to the kitchen area.
Yes, sir.
Did you walk straight until you saw the kitchen? As you were walking in the kitchen, you walked straight ahead.
Yes, sir.
And how far did the four of you walk in?
Walked in all the way into the kitchen area to the utility room.
Okay. And again, do you remember who was in front and who was,
No, sir.
or what the order was?
No, sir, I don't recall.
Now, when you walked down the hall and turned, actually, when you turned into the living room, did you look in the kitchen?
I glanced. Yes, sir.
Okay. And had you seen the plastic runner?
Yes, sir.
And had you seen the green rug?
Yes, sir.
And had you seen the vacuum cleaner?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So as you were walking in, actually, and had you all already decided to do that? That you're all going to go in that room first?
No, sir.
Okay. Was Walling leading, sort of saying, look in here?
Yes, sir. I mean, he took the lead.
Okay. So Walling was actually directing your attention into the living room.
Yes, sir.
But you had noticed, just as you walked by and glanced, the runner and the green rug and the vacuum cleaner already.
Yes, sir.
So then, of course, when you went back in the kitchen, you saw the vacuum cleaner again, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
You couldn't miss it, could you?
No, sir.
It was obvious to anybody who walked in there.
Yes, sir.
Now, I'm going to apologize because I got my notes here. Sometimes they're not in order, and I'm going to skip a little bit of time frame. So if I'm missing, and I get confused on the time, stop me. Let's make sure.
Okay.
I'm going to move back to the sock for a minute.
Okay.
Which is the first thing you did after your briefing?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Where did you do it? Wait, what? Oh, I did the wrong thing. Okay. Did you do any testing on that sock?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Where did you do it?
I did it in the house.
Okay. After you collected it?
Yes, sir.
Where in the house?
It would be over. There was a dining room area and the kitchen area.
When did you do that?
It was approximately 9:30 a.m.
Okay. Now tell me what all is required for a presumptive blood test?
It's just some distilled water, and there's what I call a D-stick tap, and you just put a little distilled water on it, kind of put it in the stain itself, and it will turn a certain color.
Is that D-stick? What is it made of?
I'm not sure, sir. I'm not qualified to answer that.
Is it paper type?
Yes, it's just a small stick, flat stick.
Like you buy a package of them?
Yes, sir.
And like any number of things, you can dip it in a glass, different things, and there will be a reaction, a change of color.
Different items, yes.
So this one indicates, at least presumably, that blood may be present.
That's correct.
And you carry the distilled water with you in your car?
We had to go buy some, yes.
And who had the sticks?
We gathered those, if I'm not mistaken, from the hospital.
Okay. And this test takes, what, less than 20 or 30 seconds?
Seconds.
Seconds?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And that's mid-morning that you had done that?
Yes, sir.
Now, while you're out there, did anybody ever suggest to you that there had been some knives found?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Inside the residence?
Outside the residence?
No, sir.
You never heard that?
No, sir.
Okay. Well, if knives were found, you could have gone down there with your little presumptive blood test and tested those knives right on the scene, couldn't you?
No, sir.
You couldn't have?
I mean, I wasn't aware of the knives.
Okay, well, bear with me here a little bit. If there were knives found across the sock, or across from the sock, can you recognize state exhibit number 7 as an aerial of the Eagle Drive area?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And this is Eagle on the end. 5801 Eagle.
Yes, sir.
Okay. How many houses down was this sock found?
Approximately 2.
Approximately 2. Fourth house down from the end.
5709 Eagle Drive.
Okay. And you do not know whether or not there was that there were knives found on the house on the Willowbrook?
No, sir.
Just directly opposite from where the sock was.
No, sir, I was not.
If there were knives down there, could you have gone down there and in less than a minute walk down there, or once you got there within less than a minute sit down and do a presumptive blood test on the knives that were across the alley?
If I was advised so, yes.
Okay, that would have been easy to do, wouldn't it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, while we're still here at the beginning phases, let me show you what you've already identified as your 3-page report. I want to direct your attention to the first paragraph of it.
Yes, sir.
Your report indicates that the second thing you did was photograph the house, doesn't it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then after that, you did the tube sock?
Yes, sir.
So one of either your report is wrong or your testimony is wrong. Is that fair to say?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now going on down approximately 600 hours, do you see that sentence?
Yes, sir.
You described who entered the residence.
Yes, sir.
Okay. That's wrong, isn't it?
Yes, sir. I have another officer in there that was not at the scene.
Okay. You mistakenly identified who went in the house, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
And this was on the 6th.
Yes, sir.
And you were just flat wrong when you said who went in the house in your report that you wrote on the 6th.
On this one, yes, sir.
Okay. Is your testimony correct?
Yes, sir.
And your report is wrong,
Yes, sir.
which was done at that time?
Yes, sir.
Or was it done at that time?
I'm sorry.
When was it done?
It was done on the 6th.
On the 6th. Did you write a supplement to correct any of these errors?
No, sir.
Did you even know about these errors?
No, sir.
Okay.
I mean, I found out later,
Okay.
but not at that time.
Okay. All right. So you did. Now back to the walkthrough. You've gone in the living room, then you've gone in the kitchen. And then what did you do?
We proceeded into the utility room and then into the garage.
Okay. And did you go into the garage?
Yes, sir.
How far?
To the windows and that far.
Okay. The 4 of you marched in again, single file,
Yes, sir.
all the way to the window.
Not all of us at once. No, sir.
How did you do that?
Well,
It would be impossible, wouldn't it?
yes, sir.
To go in there single file to that window?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How did you do that?
Each one of us kind of went up to it
Okay.
separately.
And then you looked at it and then walked back.
Yes, sir.
Were you able to see what the others did up there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Were you standing back by the door or something?
I mean, I was standing where the cat cage was when they were there.
Okay.
Or animal cage.
Okay. You were standing at the animal cage when somebody else was looking at the screen.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm going to show you what is State's Exhibit 40, and you describe this as a depiction of the garage.
I can't hardly see it. I'm sorry.
On the right is a depiction of the garage.
Yes, sir. That area is.
Okay. And the area where you entered is where?
Sir, could I step down, please?
Sure.
Please step down.
All right. If you can hold that side there.
All right. Right here. We entered into the garage from this doorway here.
That exhibit, that part of 46 there actually shows a little bit of the kitchen, a little bit of the utility room, and a little bit of the garage.
That's correct.
Or is it all of the garage?
This goes this way.
Is it all of the garage?
Yes, sir. This is the garage here.
Okay. Now you might need to sort of do that twice so everybody down here.
This is the garage area.
This block towards the top of this picture.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And y'all went in single file over to that screen.
We walked in here and kind of gathered right here. And then each kind of walked into this area right here.
Okay. When you say you gathered right here, you're talking about the cat cage. Is this item right here?
Yes, sir. This area right in here is where we gathered.
Okay. When you walked over to the screen one by one,
Yes, sir.
and what did you do when you were over at the screen?
Look for blood evidence.
Okay. You can go ahead and have a seat.
Okay.
Did you look at the screen?
Yes, sir.
Do you know what the others did when they were over there?
Basically the same thing.
Was that just taking a couple of seconds each? Not a couple of seconds, but
Well, yes, sir.
15 or 30 seconds
Yes, sir.
to look at that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then you all came out again
And that's correct.
through the utility room.
Through the utility room.
Did you see that ball cap?
Yes, sir.
And that ball cap was obvious.
Yes, sir.
Nobody could have missed it.
That's correct.
And you exited through the dining room.
Yes, sir.
All four of you.
Yes, sir.
Did you have your camera with you?
I had it inside the foyer.
It was sitting there inside the foyer?
Yes, sir.
And then was some decision made that you would photograph the premises?
Yes, sir.
Were you the only person in there?
When I photographed, yes.
Okay. And describe for me how you photographed it.
From the entryway, I photographed toward the hallway, walking through the hallway
Okay.
into the family room,
How did you enter the family room?
through the hallway.
Okay. But then once you,
I took a left. I kind of did an overall picture and then went into the left toward the fireplace.
okay. And you are photographing as you go?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I mean, I'm stopping and photographing and then walking.
Okay. You will walk and photograph ahead and photograph down.
Yes.
Are you just photographing anything that caught your eye?
No, sir. I'm photographing an overall picture of the room itself.
You're trying to get everything.
Yes, sir.
So you walked in and you turned what I would call immediately left
Yes, sir.
in the area
Yes, sir.
where the body had been removed.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you photographed that.
Yes, sir.
And then did you move on into toward the fireplace?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then where did you go?
And then after photographing the family room,
Well, now wait a minute.
I'm sorry.
Keep me in the family room for a minute.
Okay.
You walked over toward the fireplace, and did you then photograph toward the west?
Towards the kitchen area from the family room. That area there.
Did you photograph toward, for instance, toward the couches as you walked in?
Yes, sir.
And that would be toward the west wall.
That's, yes, sir.
That's toward the backyard.
Yes, sir.
The blinds that are closed.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then did you photograph back, pan back around toward the kitchen?
Yes, sir.
Did you sort of pick a spot?
Yes, sir. I mean, I just had where I could kind of get every space that I could. That's where I picked my spots.
Okay. And then you came back toward the kitchen.
Yes, sir.
What kind of lens do you have on that camera?
Just a standard, what I call a standard 35 millimeter lens. It's not a wide angle. It's just a,
Not a zoom?
what?
Not a zoom? Not a wide angle? Just a,
Well, it is a zoom.
it is a zoom?
Yes.
How did you have it? Did you have it zoom back or zoom forward or both?
It's automatic. I'm not for sure. I would pan in and it would give me the shot.
It zooms automatically.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you took all of these pictures. How many in that room?
In that room, approximately 4.
4 photos.
4 rolls of film.
Oh, how many per roll?
24.
Are you sure?
It probably,
It's okay. I understand.
well, I understand, but to my knowledge, I recall about 4 rolls.
Okay. And you think there were maybe 24 per roll?
Yes, sir.
So we're talking 196 plus photographs?
It's in that neighborhood. I'm not for sure.
And do you think as you were in the living room that you were pretty much always at that one location as you came all the way around, or did you move around some?
I moved around. I mean, I would pan the area and then I would move to another spot.
Okay. And I guess these are the photographs that have been admitted are some of your photographs?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And I noticed on a lot of these, they're sort of pieced together, aren't they?
Yes, sir.
Did you do that?
No, sir.
And I guess that's because these photographs didn't have everything in it that somebody wanted. That there was no single photograph that had that.
Well, I'm not aware.
You don't know?
I don't know.
Okay. And do you remember exhibit 150?
I don't recall.
Was this one of the photographs that you took? Your little camera is time dated, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Is this exhibit 150? Is that one of the photographs you took?
Yes, sir.
As you went through that first time?
Yes, sir.
Are you all right, Bella? Do you want to call it a night?
Sorry.
Are you good?
No, I'm good. I'm sorry. Am I distracting you?
No, but I mean, we've been doing it for a while, and I know you've been reading like 3 times them now that I have been because I just kind of started. So, I mean, let me know if you're tired or Libra or let me know.
I'm good. I'm good for me. We're at 135. I feel motivated.
All right.
How do you guys feel?
Yeah. I mean,
What?
how long do you think it'll take? I don't know. You know how I feel about it. Just my mood has been off lately. But no, I think we could probably finish it, hopefully.
I mean, we could do another, what, 30 minutes and see how we feel, where we're at.
Okay.
What do you guys think? What do you guys think? That good? Where's Libra?
Oh, I'll think. Or
I'm
wait.
here.
What do you think, Libra?
I mean, I don't know, because I still have to get my husband's lunch packed, and
okay.
he has to be getting up at 3:45 in the morning.
Ouch.
No, you're fine. You're like, I'm
it's
here.
going on 1 a.m. and he's already like,
why aren't you coming to bed yet?
Oh, well, let's just call. We got a lot done. Let's just call it a night because we'll be able to bust. We'll be able to get this done. The next one for sure. We'll be able to get both parts, and then we'll finally be done with this David Mayne. But it'll probably take us a whole nother night to finish them. Well, maybe not, because the next one's like what 40 pages, I think. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, 42 plus. How many have we done so far?
We've done 135.
Oh, so 42 plus.
We'll
be able to go do like that plus another witness, maybe, guys. So let's just call it a night because you guys have been reading forever. You guys are probably
I'm good. You have to go. I wouldn't want to wake up in 2 hours. Like that would not be good. So let's call it a night.
I have to some nights I'll pack his lunch beforehand, but other nights, I mean, I have to get up and at 3:45 in the morning and pack it, and then turn around and go lay back down, then get back up at 7:40 in the morning to get my son off to school. So, I mean, my sleep is erratic anyway.
It's cutting it close for you right now. That's crazy.
Yeah, because I still got to get him situated.
Okay, so wait, where did we just leave off? 135, right? Page 135. So I know.
Did we finish 135? You guys, are we on 136?
No. We're at number 1.
Number 1. That's
below the 1831. So I mean,
okay.
Finish that. Yeah.
Well, I guess we could just finish that page.
Yeah, because it's like a little tiny little section right there.
Okay.
No, but then it just goes on. It just goes on to the next page, which is a little tiny section, and then on and on. So let's just stop there. It's good.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, thank you. It's been real.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you, guys, everybody. Yes, and I am looking forward to our next little chat on this. So
our shindig. Right. Thanks for everyone for joining us for 3.5 hours. It was lots of fun.
Yeah. All right, guys. Yeah, thanks, chat. You've been awesome. Una of a
Good night.
kind and criminal. Yeah, good night. Thanks, Bella. Thanks, Libra. You
Yep.
guys rock. We'll have to.
Thank you guys.
That was fun. I
Bye.
mean, why was I dreading that so much? But it really wasn't that bad. I don't know why. Just because I've been, the way I was feeling, I was like, it's 170 pages. Oh, but no, that wasn't bad, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good night, everybody. Happy
Good night.
Friday.
Good night,
Bye-bye.
guys.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye. All right, guys. Thank you, everybody. Oh, I still have your one up. Libra, since you had two. All right, guys, I'm gonna end this. I might do a live tomorrow and do another throwback. Just when I'm just trying to get my energy up, and these ones are easy for me because I could just hang out and chat. So I think maybe tomorrow we'll do another throwback one. Randy wasn't getting he was so upset that he missed that the other night because he had his phone muted. He didn't even get the text, and he saw him like the day after. He's like, "Oh my god, can't believe I missed that. I didn't even see it. I would have came and said hi." So hopefully next one, either tomorrow or Sunday. I don't know what's better for you guys. I want to just do another throwback where I play some of my old videos. And I'm about halfway done with my Snapchat video, NK. I'm working on it, guys. I'll have it done by this weekend. So thank you, everybody. All my mods, Delana, Loving Coco, Tennessee Falls. Yeah, are you guys still in here still? Delana. Oh, I don't think Mama Mia, I don't think she was here today. Thanks, Criminal Imagination, for getting my back. I know we had a little drama. I let it get to me at first, and then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna just not look at those. Why do I keep reading the comments when they're upsetting me? So I just stopped reading them. Not your guys's. I mean, when there's certain comments of people that are upsetting on purpose, I don't know why I keep reading them. So you guys, that's my advice. Just like, no, don't read those ones. Just try to ignore them and read all the other ones, and just act like they're not there. And it helps because it was kind of wasting my time responding. Because you could kind of feel it out. Like if you try to explain and then they're just still rude, and you could kind of feel it out if they're just misunderstanding or they're just trying to ask something. But if they keep doing it and repeating it and like repeating the rude remarks over and over, you kind of could feel it out that they're doing it on purpose, But always ask, because some people, like for instance, the I am the prize or whatever, that they had to autocorrect. So at first I was like, what? It's dumb. And then they said, no, it was just to autocorrect it. I meant to say dope. So, you just always ask first. But you could tell, like, if they keep at it, then you could tell that they're just purposely doing it. But just make sure you always clarify, because sometimes it is probably autocorrect or misunderstanding or something. So, but anyway, thank you guys. I am going to end it. You guys are awesome. Oh, the gooch. Thanks for hanging out with all of us. Maybe next time I'll bring Zeke on. He just had a bath today. He was running all over the place. Oh, he's so cute. Okay, guys, I'm going to end it. Bye. Hopefully we'll chat tomorrow.